Okay, everybody, we are back. We are going to do more live coverage. There's a tornado warning in Georgia once again. We were just talking about, I'm going to move that over here so I can talk to you guys. We were just talking about tornado warnings in Georgia. There's two of them currently. This one down here isn't as good, I guess. That's about to expire, but there's another tornado warning just northwest of the Atlanta metro. Which radar am I on? I'm on the right radar. This is just northwest of the Atlanta metro region. Active tornado warning. This is just north of Powder Springs. Northwest of the Atlanta metro. Getting very close to Atlanta. So this is the newest tornado warning. I know we were just talking about it. I switched software, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better. Let's take a look at velocity. Definitely a back end rotation. You get this area right in here with a little bit of tightening going on. Let's back it up one scan and see how it looked. So about the time this tornado warning is issued, it starts to ramp up on that rotation down there. And then a couple scans, it's still there. Here's a good scan southeast of Hiram, Georgia. Again, this is right outside the Atlanta metro. Just northwest of Atlanta metro. So another tornado warning. Pretty active event so far. So right here is Atlanta. So this whole area, here's Atlanta, here's downtown Atlanta. And here's that tornado warning. So here's the hook on the storm with your rotation being right there on the back end. Like I said, these storms do not look impressive on radar at all. This storm is just looking like a gross area of rain. Doesn't look like a tornado producing storm whatsoever. Let's take a look at how tall it is. It's only pushing 20 to 25,000 20 to 25,000 feet. So not a very tall thunderstorm whatsoever, but it's producing enough rotation here on the back end that the National Weather Service thinks that this is a tornado warned event. This is north of Powder Springs, just northwest of downtown Atlanta, approaching the metro area. It looks like if the storm continues on its path, a northeast path, that it should avoid the outskirts of Atlanta, which is right here, right with the bypass interstate right here. So it's just narrowly going to miss portions of Atlanta, but this is just northwest of downtown. So here's your rotation. Not terribly tight, but it's there. We'll go ahead and move over here and pull correlation coefficient to make sure maybe we didn't have a tornado on the ground at one point. Let's back it up a couple scans here. So we'll just put it in play. It doesn't appear there was a tornado on the ground at any one time. Just amazing how weak these storms are, and they're still putting off rotation and tornado warnings. This one actually has a very odd shape, like a backward S almost, but it is still doing that little curve that you would expect in supercell thunderstorms that would be producing tornadoes, or that not really you would expect, but you would hope to see. And then you have some tightening rotation back here on the end. So quite interesting to see. There is another tornado warning out now. Let's pull up warnings here. There's a tornado warning for Cobb and Paulding County. There's a tornado warning for Morgan, Oconee, and Walton. And there's a tornado warning for Walton County only. So multiple tornado warnings right now in Georgia. So let's make the multiple tornado. Come on, Zach. Tornado warnings in Georgia. Let me pull up chat, make sure no one's asking any questions. Definitely, this storm right here is northwest of the Atlanta metro. This is probably the strongest one I've seen all day. Doesn't appear that way on reflectivity. There's Atlanta. There's another tornado warning back here on that storm that we just came off with. That's approaching Athens. And then they closed down the other two tornado warnings now. Let's switch over to the Athens area. Let's pull velocity. Unbelievable how they're warning these tornadoes. It's very shocking. Let me pull another Doppler radar. Let's see if there's another one in the region that I can use. There really isn't. Just incredibly weak storms giving off tornado warnings. It's quite incredible to see. This is just a rain shower, but there is a tornado warning on it. Not a lot of rotation on this one. I would say almost non-existent. Let's see what the warning says here. It expires in 31 minutes. So this is a weather spotter confirmed funnel cloud. So this is a funnel cloud reporting that has this tornado warning. So a storm chaser, just like myself, called in the National Weather Service and they said, hey, we got a funnel cloud. And so that gave off enough information that the National Weather Service was going to issue a tornado warning. So that is why this is a funnel reported by storm chasers. So that just means that this storm is spinning. It is producing a funnel cloud. South of North High Shoals, south of Good Hope, in this little speck of a rain shower that can't be that tall. It's not even pushing 20,000 feet, but it is apparently putting off a wall cloud or a funnel cloud. So quite interesting. Let's go back to the tornado warning near Atlanta. This is just northwest of downtown. Here's your rotation. Back end, much tighter than that other storm. But look at this storm as well. This storm is also not producing much of anything on reflectivity. It's really weak and it kind of curves a lot. Very interesting. I can't remember if we pulled to see how tall this one is. This one's a spotty 20 to 25,000 feet. Not terribly tall either, but taller. And it's still rotating on that back end right there. You can see the little tightening. This is straight north of Powder Springs. This little area right here is going to keep that tornado warning in progress. They're not going to take the tornado warning away with rotation like that. I live in Cobb. Is there anything to worry about? I don't know where Cobb is. I saw Cobb County. Let me switch over. I know it's this storm, isn't it? Let me pull this one up here. There was a tornado warning for Cobb County. I remember reading it, but I don't know where Cobb is. Okay, so central Cobb County right here. So I don't know that Cobb isn't popping up on the radar. So just kind of tell me in comparison to Marietta and Fair Oaks where that is. But right here is that tornado rotation, tornadic rotation, not a tornado on the ground. Tiny cells with interesting hooks on echo snow. Yeah, it's very interesting. So next update has it weakened out a little bit. Still there. Weakened out. Still strong enough to be a tornado warning. Let's go to reflectivity. Look at the storm. It's just so weird. It's it's so weak, but it's doing it. I mean, it's rotating. It almost looks like it's actually separated now. And this is almost like it's becoming its own little rain shower, like almost like a split, which is kind of odd. That rotation, that's probably delayed a little bit. Let's see. It's a 6:30 there, 6:30 there. Yeah, I mean, even the rotation isn't even really matching storm location. So this velocity scan, even though it's showing a little bit of back rotation, might not be exactly accurate. You got more rotation happening up here as well in this storm. A couple of areas near Taylorsville, Georgia. We'll have to watch that, make sure that doesn't go tornado warned. This is directly northwest of downtown Atlanta. Right here is downtown Atlanta. Right here's the rotation in comparison to the storm. Okay, Marietta. Okay, Marietta. Yep. So this is moving right towards Marietta. You are in the tornado warning, so be in your safe spot until this passes. But this is heading right for Marietta, Georgia. This rotation is. We'll monitor it. We'll stay live. We'll keep following it. Um, while we're over open area, let's jump back over to that other tornado warning that is east of Atlanta, due south of Good Hope and Bostwick area. This is a tornado warning in your area. Not a lot of rotation going on, but this was reported as a funnel cloud. This was weather spotter funnel cloud report. Right there, it says source weather spotters reported funnel cloud. So at one point, the storm was doing a little bit. I don't see anything here on this radar scan to make me believe that there's a tornado that is on the ground. So I'm not going to say there's any type of tornado. I don't think there was a touchdown at all. Um, but nonetheless, still tornado warning. So North High Shoals, Bishop, Boston, you should be in your tornado shelter. Take the polygon serious. Take the tornado warning serious. You never know. These storms are all over the place. They're randomly going up. They're randomly rotating, and then they're weakening, and then they come back. The storm over here, east of Atlanta, was nothing for a minute, and then it came back and produced another tornado warning, and now a funnel cloud. So there's a little bit of an area here on the Atlanta storm, just northwest of Atlanta, downtown. That's still showing up on reflectivity, which is probably why the tornado warning is still. Okay, so source radar indicated rotation. Damage has been reported with this storm, including areas with downed trees, some of which have fallen on structures. So there is damage reported with this storm. Not sure if it's tornado damage, but there is damage reported with these storms. So like I said, this is damage reported from this storm that is near Atlanta, Georgia. It's heading northeast right for Marietta. Not sure what kind of damage that is. Let's pull. So there's a radar update. It's weakened out a little bit. Let's pull correlation coefficient. It's really messy. It's not. It's going to be almost impossible to be able to find. No, it's not going to happen. So let's go back to reflectivity and see how weak this storm looks. It's moved way out now. Velocity is a little bit behind. It's still saying the rotation is way back here, but there's nothing even back there. So this rain shower, tornado warned storm is moving past Marietta, right on top of Marietta right now. There has been damage reported, unsure of whether that's tornado damage or not. It could be a downburst as well. As this storm dies off, you get downbursts and microbursts from dying thunderstorms that can produce 70 to 80 mile per hour winds at some point, and cause damage. There are reports that there are trees on top of homes in Cobb County, Georgia. Let's go back over to look at this storm up here as well. I'm surprised with all the storms that have been tornado warned that this one isn't. This one's still pretty broad rotation there. They're on the back end, northern Georgia. This is our second tornado warning. This was a reported funnel cloud by weather spotters in the area. This is approaching the Bostwick area. This is Bostwick, Georgia. Not a lot of rotation going on. Still tornado warned. Again, this was a weather spotter confirmed funnel cloud. No reports of whether it touched down or not. While you guys look at that real quick, I'm going to switch over to Twitter. I'm going to see oops, I just clicked on something. What did I just do? Okay, there we go. I'm going to switch over to Twitter, and we're going to see what we got going on here. I'm seeing reports that people are reporting this as a tornado on the ground. There is no tornado on the ground. Okay, there is a tornado on the ground now. Okay. So this is a tornado on the ground northwest of Atlanta, approaching Marietta. A tornado on the ground. You need to be in your tornado shelter. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Confirmed tornado. This is a Storm Chasers reported tornado. Let me get this information out. So again, tornado on the ground. This is a reported tornado that has caused damage. We know that now. Some people are saying they're in Marietta. Okay, so go to your tornado shelters. There is still a tornado warning out. This is a confirmed tornado. Not a lot of rotation appearing on radar, but this is a confirmed tornado right outside of downtown Atlanta, northwest of. Right here's where it would be. Not a lot happening in there. I tried to pull correlation coefficient, really hard to actually pick out anything. Probably something right here in those dark blue colors is what is being lifted into the air. Let's go to velocity again. Pretty weak back on the end, but again, this was confirmed to be a tornado on the ground, reported by storm chasers, reported by weather spotters. They are confirming a tornado on the ground now approaching the Marietta area. There's probably tornado sirens going off in the city. Take those serious. Get to your tornado shelters. This tornado warning is still set. It expires in 4 minutes. Actually, it looks like they might have dropped it already. Because I can't. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So right here, 6:32. So 8 minutes ago, a confirmed tornado was reported near Powder Springs. Damaging tornado is confirmed by weather spotters. So flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. So that means you need to be in your tornado shelter. If you're in the Marietta or even in the Fair Oaks region, I'll zoom in a little bit here. Definitely some weaker rotation on the back end now. That doesn't mean that there's not a tornado. These storms have been like that all day. Here's Marietta. It's moving right towards you. If it's not already there, its radar is a few minutes behind. Fair Oaks, you're just southeast of, so you might be okay. Probably experiencing some pretty heavy inflow winds, I'd imagine. Let me get over the chats and answer any questions you guys have. Yeah, get to the shelter ASAP. Absolutely. I'm still watching that other tornado warning as well. I see some questions coming in. That other storm wasn't as impressive. So I'm focusing on this one, especially with a confirmed tornado on the ground, or what was a confirmed tornado on the ground just a few minutes ago. When is it coming towards Marietta? In like a minute, a couple minutes at most. If you're in Marietta, you should already be in your tornado spot. Definitely do not want to wait on that. There's an update on radar. Definitely tightening up again right here. Approaching Marietta on the last update. Again, if you're in Marietta, it looks like they actually dropped the tornado warning. That's actually a shock. They might reissue it. So they did drop the tornado warning, which is a shock, especially considering a tornado was just reported only a few minutes ago. Must have weakened out. I still see a little bit of rotation happening back there. We'll see if they extend that tornado warning. There is no tornado warning now for Marietta. They have dropped it. Still some back end movement going on though, northwest of Fair Oaks, approaching Marietta. So just be on your heels. But there is no tornado warning. This storm has a history of producing a tornado, so at any moment it could recycle and do it again. Let's go back over to the other tornado warning while we wait for that other storm to act up. And this one is definitely weakened out quite a bit. This one was a funnel cloud reported by chasers. It still has it as a funnel cloud reported by chasers. So if you're just now tuning in, we had a confirmed tornado on the ground that was southwest of Marietta. We have a tornado warning here, northeast of Bostwick, right by the Brave Stadium under tornado warning. Yeah, for sure. It's just barely missing Atlanta Metro or Atlanta downtown. Still moving around over there though. We're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Here's Marietta. It's weakened out a little bit more now. Here's Marietta, the town I was talking about. And here is that back in rotation. I bet it doesn't even look like anything on radar. I bet there's nothing even there. Yeah, barely. Definitely weakened out quite a bit over the last couple scans, which is why there's no tornado warning there anymore. The only tornado warning that exists now, for now, I guarantee there'll be another one here soon. But the only tornado warning that currently is in existence is this one. Look at this storm. This storm's really starting to get its act together. I bet this goes tornado warned as well here soon. A really broad area of rotation, but really starting to get that nice classic curvature going here. Not the way you would expect it to, but at the very least, this storm will be packing some hail here soon, I'd imagine. But there's still tornado warnings out. One tornado warning. One tornado warning still exists on that other storm. Morgan, Oconee, and Walton counties in Georgia, but there's absolutely nothing going on. The storm has vanished. If you're just now tuning in and you're kind of wondering, okay, why are there tornado warnings out for storms that look like rain showers, right? Well, the problem is with these setups the last couple of days, we've had a really big problem with storms keeping their updraft, right? So whenever you get a lack of forcing or a lack of lift, which is what supercells need to develop, you get these storms that fire on radar and start producing a tornado or two and maybe some damaging winds, and then they disappear. Poof, gone. That's exactly what we're getting here today. So this storm that looks like nothing right now in the tornado warning box was once a strong, severe thunderstorm. I don't know if my radar will go back that far to see it when it was. No, it won't. But back here, this storm was producing funnel clouds and was producing some rotation. And as the storm moved along, it just died. And we're getting that a lot today. So if you're in Georgia, that's something to be concerned about, because at any moment, a storm could go from a rain shower to producing a tornado, which is what was just the case on the northwest side of Atlanta with a confirmed tornado. I'm going to pop over to Twitter. I want to watch this whole area. We have one tornado warning here that's probably about to expire. We have these storms over here that have a history of producing a tornado around this area, northwest of Atlanta. And then we have this storm that's now doing a nice little hook. So we want to make sure that all these storms are being tracked. Let me hop over to social media. Now let's see if anybody has reported any significant damage in the area in which that tornado was reported. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so let me get you guys over to Twitter. Sorry. There's a video on Twitter of it looks to be a tornado. I mean, I'm not one to say it isn't a tornado. Let's go back here. Let's put this in play. So this was the tornado warning storm just outside of Atlanta. Look at that. So you see that right there. Definitely appears to be rotating. I can see some pretty aggressive movements on it once she comes back into the frame here. So you can see the clouds wrapping around itself there. So this appears to be the tornado that impacted the Marietta, southwest of Marietta region. This was northwest of Atlanta. This was the confirmed tornado. Definitely appears to be moving. In this video, you can actually make out where those clouds are really wrapping around the main circulation. I can't tell if it's on the ground in this video. We know that Georgia is a lot of trees, so it's very difficult to make out any any ground circulation to confirm whether that was a tornado on the ground. But we do know that National Weather Service was reporting damage. Okay, so at one point this tornado was causing damage. There was reports of trees on houses as well. So that definitely appears to be a tornado. Simply just looking at the video from what I could see. So pretty serious situation there for people in Georgia. Just a minute ago, this was courtesy of John Sibley, TTWN, as he tags NWS Atlanta. So definitely a tornado that was there a minute ago. There are no tornado warnings right now. There should be something that probably kicks back up here briefly. So we're just going to hold on a second. I'm not going to go off the air until we are for sure that there's no tornado warnings in progress. Let's go ahead and continue down Twitter here. So here is a Mesoscale discussion put out 7 minutes ago, courtesy of the Storm Prediction Center. For those who don't know, the Storm Prediction Center is responsible for issuing severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches, anything that has to do with severe weather on that side. Okay, so a brief tornado cannot be ruled out, highlighting that area in which the tornadoes are currently being reported outside of Georgia or were being reported. Can I get an update on Marietta? In the clear. No more tornado warning. The tornado that was reported was southwest of you, or southwest of you. Yeah, December tornadoes is this often? Definitely isn't quite normal. I wouldn't say it's normal. It could be just a random year where it happens. We'll have to check trends over the next few years and see if it's something that's not normal for the world to get this many tornadoes in December. But it's definitely been active. Let's take you back over to radar here. Slide it back over to my screen. So we're definitely watching this storm now. This storm is northwest of I don't even know how to pronounce that. Dalangna, west of Cleveland, Georgia, northeast of Jasper, Georgia. Got an area here starting to tighten up. So we'll see if maybe we get a tornado warning out of that. The way the environment has been operating today, it wouldn't surprise me. Let me go over here real quick. So we will wait and see if this does something. I'm going to continue through Twitter. I'm going to look for any other damage videos here. Okay, here's a good video. Let me get you guys back over to Twitter. I know I'm switching you back and forth, but we got damage videos coming in now from the Atlanta area tornado. So damage in Newton County, cars flipped in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. I don't know if this is the tornado that we were just monitoring. There's the flipped cars in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. One right there. I don't see any structural damage. There's some damage right there, the CVS sign. We definitely have some damage there. A couple cars flipped. I see another one right there. Here's one right there. So obviously some damage from this storm in the area. This is courtesy of MathCat GA uploading this footage of damage. Says cars flipped in Chick-fil-A parking lot on Salem Bridge Road. So if it was on the ground, it caused damage. We know that reports were coming in that the tornado was on the ground causing damage. So no problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm absolutely here for it. If I'm not chasing tornadoes, I'm doing live weather coverage. I'm not down south. I was down south a couple days ago chasing Mississippi and Alabama like 2 or 3 days ago. I won't be back down there this week, but with the holidays and everything. So I'm going to be here. I'll be here all day tomorrow as well, covering multiple events. We have a huge snowstorm coming across the Midwest, and as well as tornado event down in the South. So we'll have a lot more to cover tomorrow as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to keep up to date with everything. Let's go back to Twitter here and let's see. Look at that. Wow. So this is the storm. Where's this at? So this is the storm that I think we were following. Look how, let's just pause that for a second. Look how big that base is. That's a pretty good base. That looks like a wall cloud easily right there. And then you have your lowering underneath. Unsure. Actually, that's probably your base. That's probably your lowering. Unsure if that's a tornado on the ground or not. Probably not the whole thing on the ground. Who is covering nocturnal possibilities tonight? Me. I'll be keeping my eye open for sure. As the night goes on, I'll be monitoring nocturnal tornadoes across Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, that whole region tonight. And once these storms kind of calm down in Georgia, we'll probably take a little bit of a break. I'm waiting for this storm that has that hook to start being weird. But that definitely looks like a big time supercell thunderstorm producing a tornado there right outside of Atlanta. Just kind of looking it over. So here's a pretty good photo as well of the storm. No tornado in this picture. I know it says possible tornado, but we don't know if that doesn't appear to have a tornado on the ground, but it could be right behind those trees. Okay, so that's a big thing as well. Is that in Georgia you're not gonna be able to see the tornado until it's pretty much right on top of you because of all the trees. Anywhere across the Bible Belt, that's gonna happen across Dixie Alley. But a very weak storm producing what appears to be a violent tornado. Not very so much violent, but a strong tornado. Flipped cars in the parking lot, and we saw a video of it, doing its thing, and knocked some trees over and some homes. So yeah, it's definitely eat your Wheaties. It's gonna be a long 48 hours. Absolutely, a lot of weather to cover in the next 48 hours, especially with the potential of a tornado outbreak tomorrow afternoon and evening. So East Cobb, you should be fine now. No tornado warnings out for that area anymore. This is the storm that was going through Cobb County, right here, just outside of Atlanta. This was the storm that was producing it, the tornado. There it is again. Here's another one. So it's just amazing to see, really, because these storms aren't. So here's some damage. Okay. This is courtesy of Trevor on at Trevor. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but you see it in the top right. You're seeing damage here. This is trees on power lines, Temple, Georgia. There's damage to roofing right there. Looks like they have all their windows intact. That's good. Tree on a house, damage to roofing. Wrong way. And this is, wow, look at that camper. So there's some damage to a camper. Trees knocked over. Looks like a tree fell onto the camper. Hopefully nobody was in that camper at the time. And then you have the house barely touched. So that's good. So hopefully they're in the house and not in that camper. This is all in Cobb County, Georgia, I believe. I think that's where that is. That's Temple, Georgia. Let's keep going here and see if we can see anything else. Oh, here's the funnel cloud from Oxford earlier that was reported by storm chasers. I don't have any reports of that one touching down. I don't think it did. Okay. So I'm not seeing anything else come in right now from Cobb County where that tornado was reported. Make sure I didn't miss any update. Well, I should probably refresh. I'm going to refresh Twitter and see if we can't find something else. Okay, so I'm still waiting. There's still not a tornado warning on that storm with the hook. Waiting for it to go. Probably will here soon. Imagine, just with the environment we're in. But right now the place is empty. So right now all we're looking at is damage from those previous storms. There was a tornado. If you're just now tuning in, excuse me, there was a report of a tornado in Cobb County, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, northwest of Atlanta, just missing. What was this? This looks good. Just missing the downtown area in Georgia, in Atlanta. Okay, so if you guys didn't see this video earlier, this is courtesy of John Sibley. This is probably the best looking video I could find of what appears to be the tornado in Cobb County. Um, definitely doing its thing there. Right there. You can see the rotation in the clouds easily just in this video. It's moving away. I cannot tell if it's on the ground, though. It appears like in this video it's not on the ground. Or I should say this. It appears in this video that it's not fully condensed, okay? It could be on the ground in this video. Just because a tornado isn't going all the way to the ground doesn't mean that it's not a tornado, okay? It could be barely a funnel at the clouds, but still spinning up at the base. So that's probably what's going on here, as this was a confirmed tornado that caused damage. So pretty incredible, though. It's not a dark thunderstorm. You know, it's not a scary looking storm. You can literally see blue skies. You can see the sunset. You can see both sides of the storm. We know these storms weren't very tall, but look, you can see blue skies all the way around it. And then right where that's where, look at these clouds rapidly rotating underneath that mesocyclone. So definitely an area that easily could have been hit by a tornado tonight. We weren't really expecting it. Okay, cool. You guys are good. All right, that's good to hear. Is it coming towards Tucker, Georgia? I have no idea where Tucker, Georgia is. I'll look it up, though, so I can answer your question accurately. If you guys have any questions about tonight's severe weather, make sure you ask them. That way I can answer them for you as best as I can. Let's see. Tucker, Georgia. That's on the northeast side of Atlanta. I don't think so. I think all the storms are pretty much. I can't really answer that. These storms have been popping up randomly, going strong for 15, 20 minutes, putting down clearly a tornado worth causing damage, and then lifting. So these storms are really, really weird. But this is the best video I could find on Twitter of this storm. Let me close it so you guys can see the Twitter handle, because this is not my video. So courtesy of John Sibley, TTWN, at John TTWN on Twitter. The only video that I could really find that really shows the movement of the tornado potential, but there is damage being reported. Let's see. Still no tornado warning on that storm to the north. Definitely watching it, though, west of Cleveland, Georgia. It seems like it might start getting its act together a little bit here once my velocity loads. Let's go back and keep scrolling here. So those who had just tuned in, I can show you. Here's damage that was reported earlier in the park of Chick-fil-A. Right there's some damage. Cars flipped. Definitely a path of where something touched down. And then here's damage to the CVS sign right there. So this is damage coming in from Cobb County, Georgia, on the just outside of the Atlanta suburbs. But definitely see a couple cars flip there. I can only see two. I've watched it a couple times. I only see two. But definitely gives off the vibes of tornado. I mean, I don't think a wind event's going to make cars toss like that. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this was a tornado. Amazingly, no structural damage to the Chick-fil-A. There's no telephone poles down, but just randomly 2 cars slipped in the parking lot. So quite interesting. That was courtesy of Math Cat GA. This is another video coming in showing. Oh, yeah, actually, okay, hold on. So in this video, you can actually see power flashes. Wait for it, right there. Those are power flashes. So that is a tornado right there. Significant power flashes coming from the base. So that's definitely a tornado on the ground. This is Cobb. Look at that power flash. Really, really, really obvious power flash happening right at the base of that storm. So that is definitely a tornado on the ground in this video. This is the Cobb County tornado. That caused some fluid. It's a big tornado. I mean, it's a big base. This whole thing doesn't have to be a tornado. But likely there's probably a tiny little spin up or maybe multi-vortex happening there. But definitely some really bright power flashes that's likely caused by a tornado in Georgia. Kind of an unexpected tornado in a way as well. Let's pull up Storm Prediction Center. So there's a marginal risk, but just barely. You're seeing the marginal risk here in Northwest Georgia. It barely includes that. It looks there's the cities. So where that tornado happened was right on the edge of that marginal risk, and a 2% tornado. So quite interesting to see. I don't need to see that again. But pretty wild stuff with those power flashes happening again. Again, that's courtesy of that Trevor on Facebook, but that's taken from another video on Facebook. Some more other pictures, if you guys didn't see it before, of the supercell potential tornado. Some were tucked right in there. So pretty aggressive. Those power flashes kind of gave it away. That's the first time I saw that. I didn't see it the first time we watched that video. So that's definitely at one point a tornado on the ground. The sun has set now, probably. Oh yeah, it's definitely set here. The sun has set in Georgia. So anything that touches down now, you're not gonna be able to see it all unless it's power flashed. Here's a look at radar, but this blue outline is your discussion, mesoscale discussion. So this is the area that they're talking about the potential for a tornado or two through the evening hours. But right now, it's pretty quiet. No warnings in progress. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes just to make sure. I'm going to take you guys back over to radar. I'm going to show you that storm that we were talking about with a little bit of a hook on it, and see what it's doing. So here it is. Pretty weak rotation, not much happening in it. But let's answer some questions here. Absolutely. If you live in Georgia, make sure you have a plan. And then if you live across the Bible Belt tomorrow, including Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, that whole region under a tornado threat with a couple of strong tornadoes possible. If you guys don't know what a strong tornado by definition is, it's any tornado that's rated EF2 or higher. So any tornado that gets an EF2 rating or above is labeled as a strong tornado. And there's potential for a few of those tomorrow across Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas. The whole region has potential to see a strong tornado or two, or maybe three. Central Tennessee, yeah, under the gun for that tomorrow as well. I'm going to go back up and see if I'm missing any comments, because I don't want to miss you guys. I've answered the Tucker, Georgia question. Anyone know a good free app with radar with layers? Yeah, there's not a lot of good free radar apps. That's kind of the hard part. Is there's not a lot of free apps that are good on radars. This radar scope, it costs money every month, so hopefully EF 0 damage. Yeah, from the look of it, it looked just EF 0, EF 1 maybe at most. But those power flashes were pretty extreme, so I'm worried that maybe the tornado, after it hit that Chick-fil-A parking lot area, it kind of gained some strength. What about Cobb County? We were just talking about Cobb County. Y'all had a tornado tonight there in Georgia, southwest of Marietta. No, it was not officially in Marietta. It was outside. I was just saying Marietta over and over again because that was the biggest populated area that it was heading towards. It did not, from my understanding, it did not hit Marietta. It stayed southwest of it, hit some small communities just outside of Atlanta, northwest of Atlanta, and then was making its way towards Marietta, but did not get there before the warning was canceled. Yeah, radar scope. If you're looking to pay a little bit, radar scope's the best route to go. You can pull, this is what I'm using here. You can pull just about anything with radar scope. Another good one is Radar Omega. They're good as well. They're just a little bit slower. Radar scope's a little bit quicker, which is what I need to be a storm chaser as well as live forecasting. I need something that's a little bit fast. If you're looking for a good computer one, you can get GR level as well. GR level 2 is a good one. Rest in peace to the chat. Yeah. Now ask all the questions, guys. Ask it. Is it still on the ground? No, it is not, Aubrey. It is lifted. There's no tornado warning right now in Georgia. We're just waiting for maybe a recycle. We're also monitoring the storm that's on your screen right now west of Cleveland, Georgia. That is moving east, which is a concern. Any storm that gets going east gives those winds some opportunity to go into that storm and create that spin. So that's kind of why I'm monitoring this one. It's still pretty broad though, probably because the winds are a little bit coming out of this direction and not so much this direction. But it's pretty broad rotation, not much going on with it. But we want to this environment tonight, guys. That storm in Cobb County, it went from nothing to all of a sudden, boom, tornado on the ground. I mean, we were literally live on the air when it happened, and so it ended up hitting. It hit cars with people in it, so hopefully they're okay. But that's the randomness of these storms tonight. That's why I'm not going off the air just quite yet. I'm waiting for it to go through. I'm on vacation in Cobb right now to meet cousins. We had to take shelter in the basement. Glad you took shelter. That's very important. Oftentimes, especially I think in the age of technology and social media, people are a little bit hesitant on taking shelter from tornadoes now. I think they just kind of think that, and they want to record it. I'm from the Midwest, so I've just naturally been a person that wants to record tornadoes. I've been just getting into storms and have been learning a ton from you guys on YouTube for sure. Yeah. There's a couple of, oh man, that last radar scan kind of did a little bit of something here right in that area. There's a couple of good people you can definitely watch and learn from. Skip Talbot, Skip as an SKIP, and then Talbot, TALPOT, excuse me. He's really good at teaching new upcoming people how to chase storms and how to forecast tornadoes. Yes, I will stay on. Absolutely. This is what we're monitoring right now in the Cleveland area. Right here's Cleveland. There is some tightening rotation happening now to the west, and we're just going to keep monitoring that. That last scan went from kind of nothing to it's getting a little bit closer together. So nothing significant though. Definitely nothing to worry about just yet. But definitely with these storms tonight in this environment, we want to make sure that nothing is going to happen. Watch Skip. Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to watch Skip. Yeah. Hey, I'm in the Army too. I've been in the Army for almost 9 years now. Part of the Indiana National Guard, so I know how that works. Military service. But yes, we're gonna stay on. We're gonna watch Cleveland, this area right here. Definitely with some tightening rotation going on. This is the only storm that kind of was catching my eye. But like I said, these storms have started out like here. Let me pull up reflectivity. I'll kind of show you. These storms have been starting out really, really weak and then just growing upscale really quickly. So these little showers here. This is how that storm that produced the tornado started, and then it just went crazy. Happy New Year with tornadoes. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. I was chasing tornado. I chased that quad state tornado in Missouri and Kentucky a couple weeks ago. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's on my YouTube. It's actually the first video you see when you load it. That was a crazy December, and then I went to Iowa on December 15th and chased tornado warned storm, and then I was in Alabama a couple of days ago. So it's been a crazy December for sure. Gwinnett County of Georgia. Okay. Could there be more tonight? Yes. So Georgia will probably start to die off here pretty soon. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a nocturnal overnight tornado threat that comes across eastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, western Missouri, Mississippi. And that would be a nocturnal tornado event tonight. 5% tornado risk. Those satellite storms, yeah, absolutely. Any storms that any storms that are bouncing around, these right here could easily start to do something. This storm kind of still has a little bit of a curvature hook on it. And then you got this storm back here. It's also getting a little tough as well. So let's pull up velocity and see if it's doing any tightening. It's still the same as what it was. It hasn't updated yet. But right here, where this kind of a grayish red color is starting to mix together, that's what we want to watch. There's the update. Still sort of there. Nothing significant. These storms back here not doing much yet. So we want to watch that just for a couple minutes for those who live in the Cleveland area. It's not tornado warned, So that's the good news. It's not strong enough for National Weather Service to put out a tornado warning. If you're just now tuning in, you're probably confused about what's on the screen. Confirmed tornado. We had a confirmed tornado near Atlanta, just northwest of downtown earlier in Cobb County. Storm chasers did report the tornado. We've seen some videos on Twitter. I'll show you guys. We'll kind of go back through Twitter again here in a minute. Next storm's moving through Ohio. Good question. I'm from Indiana, so I kind of watch up here's weather pretty good too. There's a chance for some severe weather in southern Ohio, Cincinnati, kind of that region tomorrow on the New Year's Day event. But more importantly, the snow. There's a chance for some heavy snow in northwest Ohio, some ice potential as well with that system. And then tomorrow, and then by January 2nd, that snow is going to shift east and get in the northern portion of Ohio, it seems like. May I answer any questions? Okay. Let's see if I missed anything. Will there be any more storms in Cobb County in the next couple of days? Well, we can look at that. I think where is hold on. Figure out what I did with SPC's website. I don't know if that a threat tomorrow. Yes, it does. Okay. So yes, there is a chance for tornadoes in the same region tomorrow. Let's show my face for a second, and then I will come over to the Storm Prediction Center. So this is tomorrow's outlook. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. Okay. So here's tomorrow's outlook courtesy of the Storm Prediction Center. Okay. So you have multiple levels. So you have marginal risk, slight risk, enhanced risk. Okay. Here's that tornado threat tomorrow. Anywhere where you see these black hash marks, that indicates the potential for an EF2 tornado or bigger. Okay. That does include, well, let's see, 12 cities. That's very, very close to Cobb County. Very close. So right outside of Cobb County. Nonetheless, if you live in Cobb County or anywhere in the same region across northwest Georgia tomorrow, you should expect more severe weather. And even the potential for some big tornadoes tomorrow night after sundown. Okay, so nocturnal tornado threat. I'll be live. I'll be covering it all day tomorrow. So you want to make sure that if you live anywhere in this 10% and then the black hash marks, that you are weather aware. Do not let the holiday distract you. Okay, don't let going out partying tonight and sleeping in all day tomorrow distract you. Have a way to receive warnings. These storms should start firing in early afternoon, probably 2 o'clock ish, and push east as the night goes on. Okay, so if you're in this eastern portion of this brownish color, that's your 5% tornado risk. You want to make sure you have a way to receive warnings because this could be an overnight event. And if you work on Sunday or Monday, well, I guess this would be Saturday. I keep getting my days mixed up. Sorry. But if you plan on going to sleep early, you want to have a way to receive warnings because there's potential for some strong tornadoes going into tomorrow night for northwest Georgia. But more importantly, the strong tornado threat exists in this 10% black hashed area for tomorrow. Tonight's predictions. So here, let's go back to day one. I'll show you. So this is the day one outlook. Here's the day one tornado outlook. So here's Atlanta. So Atlanta is actually out of that 2% region. So that tornado that occurred in Cobb County was actually outside the 2%, but it was close enough that it should have been taken serious. So this is overnight. Okay. So the tornadoes happening in Georgia right now are not the main show for tonight. What's going to happen is around midnight, around the time the ball is going to drop, you're going to have storms firing back here in Arkansas. And then you're going to have a tornado threat all the way up through Little Rock, Memphis, Jackson, Nashville, all the way up to Bowling Green, Kentucky tonight. Okay. So people are going to be celebrating New Year's Eve and New Year Day or, whatnot. And they're going to have tornado potential. Okay. So it's going to be one of those type of events where, the ball's going to drop, you're going to celebrate, and you could easily have a tornado warning an hour later. So crazy weather happening. Let's see. Let's go back. Oh, does that answer everybody's questions in regards to today and tomorrow's outlook? If not, I can come back. Worried about Tennessee and Southern Kentucky? Yeah, for sure. Whole western portion of Tennessee under that 5%, and then Southern Tennessee, a portion of it as well, Bowling Green. Flood warning out for Fulton County, Georgia, according to the Kermit the Frog Show. saying that there is a flood warning out for Fulton County, Georgia. More than likely, a lot of heavy rain coming down. You definitely don't want to sleep on that either. Little trivia question for you guys: what is the deadliest weather event? Kind of just gave it away. What weather event kills the most people every year? It's not tornadoes. You can rule that out. Let's take you guys back over to the radar. And then we'll monitor this storm that's now on top of Cleveland. I know somebody in the chats was talking about Cleveland. So right here, right on top of Cleveland, probably some really heavy rain coming down right now. Let's check velocity. Actually, it's tightening up a little bit now, approaching the Cleveland area. Still not tornado warned, but definitely a little greenish showing in there, mixing with the red. So we want to monitor that. That is approaching the Cleveland, Georgia area. I'll change my... No problem, man. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer questions. Here to get everybody weather aware as much as I can. I'll try to answer everybody's as much as I can. Flood warning in your area as well. Yeah, definitely want to be careful. Yes, that is the correct answer. Flash flooding is the leading cause of deaths among weather-related things, right? Brian says heat-related deaths are number one. It might be now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still flooding, though. It might be heat now. It used to be flooding. For years, it was flooding. But after the year we had with all that heat, it's very, very possible. So a little bit of an update here. Definitely approaching the Cleveland area. Definitely a tighter rotation now. Definitely want to keep your heads on a swivel here if you're in Cleveland. There's no tornado warning, but there's definitely an area of tightening rotation. Is exactly why I didn't log off the live stream yet. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to start doing anything because this is the environment that we could get another tornado here in Georgia, Northwest Georgia. I want to make sure I still am in Georgia, right? Yes. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention where I was. So northern Georgia, pretty much dead center, North Georgia, well north of the Atlanta area. We're monitoring a rotating storm that's starting to get its act together a little bit here. Here is Cleveland, Georgia. And here is that rotation approaching the area, approaching the town. Let me fix that a little bit. I don't like how I made that look. So we're definitely checking this. Like I said, no tornado warning yet. Still just a regular thunderstorm, according to the National Weather Service. And right here is your area of rotation, approaching the Cleveland region in north central Georgia. So let's watch that. If you're asking what the purple is, I think I saw somebody ask that. That's just pretty much like the radar doing a weird thing because we're so far out from radar that it's having troubles picking up everything. So next radar scan update has got it weakened out a bit, which is a good sign if you're in Cleveland because it's pretty much right on top of you right now. At least this wasn't happening tomorrow. Well, it's true, but it could easily happen again tomorrow. There's a tornado threat through this entire region tomorrow. Tomorrow night, a little bit later, actually, not 7:30 at night. This is actually going to be a threat more into the late night hours tomorrow. No, nothing is moving south. It's moving either east or northeast. There could be something that produces back further south, like you said, for sure. But any storms that are moving northeast are not going to turn around and come back the other way. That would be the craziest thing I've ever seen. But make sure you ask some questions. Like I said, if you are just now tuning in, we've had a couple of confirmed tornadoes right outside of the Atlanta metro area that was earlier. We can actually, let's pop back over to Twitter. Why not, right? Let's pop back over to Twitter and let's take a look at some of the videos from earlier. I know some of you have been in here the whole time, so you've already seen these videos, but here's the photos. Here's a flipped car in Cobb County, Georgia, from potential tornadoes. Right here, that's a pretty smashed up vehicle. Think, guys, there's people in these cars, okay? And this is a great reason why you don't hide in a vehicle when a tornado is coming or when a tornado warning is out. You don't want to hide in a vehicle for this exact reason, right? You're seeing these cars flipped. It doesn't do any good. Unless you're 100% certain you can get out of the way. Here's another car flipped, and it looks like it actually got maybe tossed into another car here. Law enforcement on scene, working the scene. I can see fire department here as well. So luckily, first responders right there helping those that are potentially injured. But definitely some cars flipped in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. This is in Covington. So this was the tornado northeast of Atlanta earlier. Let's see if I can find that video from that rotation. That's the Covington one again. Oh, look at this one. Here we go. So here's that footage from Covington again. This is Newton County. This is east of Atlanta. This was originally when the storm was warned. It was warned only for a funnel cloud. Okay, so clearly the funnel cloud touched down, right? Could there be a tornado at Covington? Probably not now, unless something else pops up to your southwest. But this is footage from Covington, so you guys have already been hit today. Where in Cobb? I think it stayed over rural communities. I don't think it really struck anything significant. There were pictures of trees knocked down on power lines, and then a damage to a camper. Once we get to that far, I'll show you. Fascinating time of rotation, South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina too. Good point. I didn't think of that. As it moves out of Georgia, it could go into South Carolina as well. Let's see here. Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee tonight. Nocturnal tornadoes, absolutely. Big time tornadoes possible tonight, as well as even bigger threat tomorrow. If you guys want to follow along, I'll be doing live stream as tornado warnings drop tonight and tomorrow. So please subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with anything like that. Okay, we got special weather statements out. Thank you, Cricket. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Fair Oaks. That is Cobb County, I think is what you're talking about, because I remember seeing on radar earlier. There was a tornado confirmed west of there. No longer on the ground, no longer a threat. You guys should be good for the rest of the night. Tito says, crazy part is my house is right next to the Chick-fil-A and I didn't feel anything. Yeah, it might have been a really small tornado. Like I said, those storms have been really weird tonight. They've been dying, going big all of a sudden, and then dying again. And when you get that, you usually don't get a very big tornado out of it. You usually get really tiny tornadoes, EF0, EF1s. And so it's very possible that tornado might have just went right through here and the rest of the community might not even known, especially if it was really small. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see here. 48 hours, interesting weather for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Rest in peace to Betty White. That was really sad. I read about that earlier. You definitely don't want to sleep through tornado warnings. That's correct. Yeah. Make sure you have a way to receive warnings tonight and tomorrow night, especially if you're in the Georgia area or even Alabama as well. Those are late night nocturnal tornado threats. Okay. So if you're a person that goes to sleep early, you want to have a way to get woke up. Okay. Let's take a look at the other photo before I move here. Look at this. This is actually pinched between another car. That's quite interesting because what that means is that tornado either kind of rolled it on top of this car or kind of pushed it and slid it. I don't know how that happened. I wonder if it was parked right here and it like picked up and then like that's weird. That's really weird. I'm not sure how it got there. I'm wondering if maybe if it was on the other side of this car and got kind of twisted, maybe pulled a little bit into there. That's crazy. How it just slid right between those two cars. That's crazy. Flood warning, Bibb County, Georgia. Okay. Any problems for Central South Carolina tonight or tomorrow? I don't think so. I think it's general. Oh, I'm already on the right screen. Cool. So right here, Columbia, South Carolina, it's well out of that 2% tornado risk. Well out of really anything. So I would say no. Unless something crazy random happens, which the way the December's going, it wouldn't surprise me. Is it over yet? In terms of what? I don't like the overall severe threat tonight. No. If you're talking about a specific storm in the region, maybe. Is Oklahoma safe? Yeah, no threat for tornadoes in Oklahoma. Actually, I think you guys have snow to worry about. Demolition derby. Yeah, it almost appears that way. Hopefully, nobody was in the car. I don't think so. I think this is gonna be a parked car. So hopefully, they were inside Chick-fil-A getting some God's chicken while they were in there. Um, but let's continue down Twitter here. Let me pop back over that storm. Now, the storm isn't doing anything yet, so we're good. So here is Temple, Georgia. I think this is this the Cobb County storm? I'm not sure where Temple, Georgia is, but this is just the same system. Georgia, 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 right? So you see some damage to some structure there. You can see roofing damage from a potential tornado. Right here it says, Trev, damage from possible tornado near Temple, Georgia. So we got structure damage. That's pretty serious. You have trees down on top of homes. Nothing significant. Looks like all their windows are intact. Nothing significant. Just some shingles ripped off, it seems like. I can see power lines here that are still up, so that's good. But tipping over some trees. I mean, you can get EF1 ratings there. Here's another picture of damage. Here's the tree knocked over onto a power line. The good thing is what I'm seeing here, it actually looks like there's brake lines here. You guys see that? See the tires? I wonder if somebody was driving when this fell, or they probably didn't even know it was down on the ground and they hit the brakes, because that appears to look like somebody was hitting the brakes there. Somerset, Kentucky, there's a threat for you tomorrow and tonight, I think, depending on where that is. Bowling Green area, 5% tornado risk tonight. Nocturnal tornadoes possible as well as into tomorrow. A lot of comments coming in. I know there's a lot of people watching, so I'll try to keep up with comments now. Let's go to the next picture here. This one's the more alarming picture out of this tornado damage. You can see trees down, and that's a camper. So a tree had fallen onto a camper and just flattened it like a pancake. So we definitely hope that nobody was in that camper at the time. This house doesn't look touched. So let's hope that they were in the house and not in the camper, because that camper is no longer a camper. Hopefully they had insurance as well, but definitely kind of smoked. Not much of it left. I can't really tell what is that. I can't really tell what that is. But trees down. So let's keep going here. I know there's a really good video I'll show you guys. Here's one of the clips of the tornado. You can see the power flashes. Let's go back here. Watch the power flashes. I think this is the same video. Maybe it isn't. Right there. You saw the power flashes. So you don't get power flashes with nothing, right? So I saw the comments. I'm actually watching the Michigan game right here. Yeah, Cincinnati lost tonight. But you can see the power flashes underneath that giant circular. I mean, you can see it just rapidly rotating. Here's your wall cloud just moving right in a circular motion. And then you have this big, wide base, probably with a tornado behind those trees, just picking up those power flashes. You can see on the screen the bright bluish colors coming from the surface. That's the tornado running into power lines. Okay, and when it does, it pulls the power lines apart and just gives off a giant spark. If you've never seen a power flash up close, it hurts your eyes because it's really, really bright. If you're looking at it, usually you're not looking at it because that'd be some kind of crazy miracle. But let's go ahead and go down. I'm going to look at that radar real quick. Okay, we're looking good still. No tornado warnings. There's that same video again. Let's keep going down Twitter here. Some hail in there as well. So this one says microburst. So that's another thing that I was looking at as well. Potential for microbursts. When storms die, they give off a giant burst of air, and sometimes you can get what's called a microburst. And it's just like a giant just column of rain and wind, and it can sometimes produce hurricane force winds in it. Do I think it's coming towards Florence, South Carolina? Probably not. It's going to die off as it gets out of Georgia. Is Georgia getting hit a lot? I wouldn't say a lot. Just spotty tornadoes here and there. For December, yes. But overall, no. Let's see here. I know there's another. Okay, so here's the video of the Chick-fil-A damage. So you can see the cars flipped right there. There's that car sandwiched between those two cars. Um, Emergency responders on scene. Damage to a CVS sign right there. But nothing else. I mean, there's no structure damage. There's windows are intact here. I don't see anything destroyed over here, but definitely a couple of cars flipped. So it's really weird. So it makes you wonder, did the tornado maybe just touch down for a split second and then lift right back up? Or maybe, that's the only thing I can think of, is that it just kind of was real quick. Mayfield, yeah, I was on the Mayfield tornado. The footage is on my YouTube. You guys can check it out if you like. We chased Mayfield EF4 before it was going into Mayfield. At the time, it was crossing the interstate in Missouri going into Kentucky. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a great point, guys. Let's also think about the people out in Colorado as well. Unfortunately, they were getting hit by some pretty bad wildfires out there. A lot of people lost their homes in Colorado today. So, of course, my thoughts and my prayers are with those people outside of Denver. Lots of people lost their homes in Colorado today. So, my thoughts are with them. Let's keep going here. We're just waiting. I'm pretty much just going through footage. It looks like those storms in Georgia are kind of calming down a little bit, but there were a couple of confirmations of tornadoes, and we have a lot of video here coming into Twitter. A lot of the same video. I don't think that's anything. There's that video again. Nice sunset. It's pretty. Okay, so this is the video I was looking for. This is crazy. Okay, so here's what is possible tornado outside of Atlanta, right here. You can see the column. This also might be the Covington tornado as well. It's really hard. No one's really given an exact location. There's no active tornado in Georgia right now. I should. Oh, okay. I should probably change that, shouldn't I? I'm sorry. I should probably change that. Tornado no longer. Should probably change that. I apologize. Um. So you can see, right here, as she's filming, you can see the column. What appears to be a rotating column of air, which is what a tornado is. You can see it right there. Definitely appears to be a tornado on the ground. Rapid rotation in this video. Let's see here. Yeah, those fires are pretty brutal. If you guys haven't followed this Colorado fires today, find them. I didn't mean to click on that. Find them. Come on. Find them on Twitter, social media. You can see pictures of just the fires destroying numerous neighborhoods. Pretty sad stuff coming from Colorado. But that right there, that video, courtesy of John Sibley, is the best one I could find other than the Power Flash one of the tornado. Pretty good tornado. It's just tagged NWS Atlanta. There's no location on it. So I don't know if this is the tornado that hit Cobb County that was confirmed, or if this is the tornado that hit the Covington area. It seems like the tornado that hit the Covington area east of Atlanta was the main tornado of the day. I've seen a lot of pictures and videos of that particular tornado compared to other tornadoes. So this one's the best video up close that I could find, right there with that tornado. Let's see if we can go back and find anything else. We got some new tweets. We got some tornado damage here. So some structure damage, some sidings ripped off. Nothing significant, which is good. But you're seeing some roofing damage, kind of tossed over the place. The one thing you look at when you see these tornado footage is like there's a lot of trees still standing, right? Trees are hard to knock over, yes, but it's not going to be a significant tornado if there's still trees standing like this is. So really, it was definitely a tornado from the look of it. Some pieces of building ripped off and appears to be tossed across the road there. That was Covington, Georgia again. Okay, so Covington, Georgia is the big one of the day. Let's do this instead. Up today. I'm just getting my banner updated here. I'll check comments here in a second. But Covington, Georgia is definitely the center of the big tornado events today. Veterans Middle School. Okay. Yeah, Veterans Middle School right there, Covington, Georgia. Yep. Trees have been soaked for days now. Let's keep going down here. Ask any comments ask any questions in the comments section. There's more pictures of those flipped cars in Covington. So that tornado that was in Cobb County, northwest of downtown Atlanta, was the probably in the middle of nowhere. So that's why you're not seeing very many pictures of damage as compared to the Covington tornado, which was in the town. That's why we're seeing so many pictures of the tornadoes from Covington, Georgia, and compared to the Cobb County tornado. Because I know some people were still asking about Cobb County. I can't find anything yet. I have no idea if anything happened to Newton High School. We're just going to keep going through and checking news medias and see what they're posting. And there's no active tornado on the ground. There's no active tornado. There's no tornado warnings. Right now, we're just scrolling through, looking at the damage. We did cover the tornado as it was going through the town earlier. Right now, we're just doing damage checks, seeing if you're from Covington, let us know. Check recent Twitter. Okay. I like that sound. Let me check recent Twitter here. Let me refresh. Right now, I'm looking up like GAWX. See if we can find. I wonder if I can just Google, or not Google. Just look up Covington, Georgia. Oop. GA. Oh, man, I cannot type today. Covington GA tornado and see what we find here. Okay. Let's see what this is. This looks important. So there's that tornado going through Covington. You can definitely tell it's rotating. It's underneath a wall cloud, just as you would expect, moving pretty slow, about probably 35, 40 miles an hour. So it's going to eat a little bit more. But that's a pretty decent size. I can't tell if its whole thing is on the ground. It's really hard to tell. That's the problem with chasing in the South. There's so many trees. I like chasing in Texas because in Texas you can be able to tell if that's on the ground or not. Definitely rotating. You can see the rising scud here on the right side. Rapid movements coming through. This is from Covington, Georgia, which is the epicenter of tornado activity today. For right now, we know we have more tornadoes tonight across Arkansas and that region, but so far this is the talk. That's definitely a tornado. You can see the rapid rotation on the side. This whole thing is moving. I can't tell if this whole thing is on the ground or if it's just maybe a little portion at the bottom, but definitely a tornado there going right through Covington, Georgia. So of course my thoughts and my prayers are with those affected in Georgia. I hope everybody's okay. I haven't seen any reports of injuries yet, so hopefully people got the warnings out and they were taking it serious. Let's see comments here. Yeah, it's very possible, Andrew. Touchdown and right back up. That's the type of storm system we're dealing with today. You get those touchdowns, and then the storms kind of go for a second, and then they lift back up because the environment isn't prone for long track tornadoes. So you're getting these quick, aggressive tornadoes, and this back up. Yes, there was a tornado outside of Atlanta as well. Well, both of these tornadoes are sort of outside of Atlanta, but the closest one was Cobb County. That was reported. Okay, hold on. Okay. There was a reported tornado in Cobb County, Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta Metro. And then there was a tornado reported in Covington, Georgia. I think the only reason why we're not getting photos from Cobb County is because it was in the middle of nowhere. Yes, Kevin, I will be live tomorrow. I am not chasing tornadoes in the south tomorrow, so I will be here giving live updates. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That way you can get these updates tomorrow. I'm going live during probably a pretty good tornado outbreak across the south again, this region again tomorrow. So make sure you guys subscribe. Yeah, please text them, Ellie, and let me know if I pronounce that name right, Ellie. And let me know if they got anything. There was a confirmed tornado by storm chasers, so I'm not sure if there's significant damage or not. Gwinnett County. I don't know where Gwinnett County is. Name like a city in there, and I'll look it up. Okay, Jeremy's in Covington. Jeremy, if you see anything, let me know. We're going to keep going through. Here's more photos of the middle school damage there in Covington. So you can see Carl Foster with these photos. You can see some damage right there, scattered. This is at the middle school. Portions of the building kind of ripped off. I can't really, I mean, I don't know if it's tornadic, but just based on videos, I would say this is tornado damage. Gwinnett is just northeast of Atlanta. Northeast of Atlanta. I'm trying to think of, I don't think you guys got hit or anything, and I think you should be in the clear. Kevin asks, do you think there could be an EF5 tornado tomorrow? It is not possible to forecast the strength of tornadoes. We can get a general idea. So tomorrow's outlook is 10%, and it's called a hatched. And the reason is because I'll check Twitter here 1 second. The reason why it's hatched is because they have potential for EF2 tornadoes or larger. Do I think there's going to be an EF5? Just my opinion? No. But never know. I mean, you really never know. I live in Cobb County, Civ in Marietta. Yeah, Marietta just barely missed that tornado that was reported. It lifted right before it got to you guys. I was talking about. I said Marietta like probably 25 times earlier on live stream. So here's damage at a house, some trees down. Look at that picture. That's pretty. So that whole thing right there, that's a wall cloud. Okay. So a lot of people will think, oh, that's tornado on the ground, right? No, this is a wall cloud. Okay. So what happens is when the tornado becomes structurally well enough to start producing rotation, and it drops what's called a wall cloud, right? It comes underneath the base. So right here's your base wrapping around the wall cloud. This is your base. And right below it, you have your wall cloud. And likely a tornado can form anywhere right in here. And it's probably happening right behind these trees. And that's a really good photo. That's courtesy of Michael Gibbs. Also credit Jack Gibbs, his father. It says right here. So this is courtesy of Jack Gibbs at his house. Tornado in Covington, Georgia, just north of I-20 and 278. So really good wall cloud there. Likely a large tornado happening underneath it, but the trees say that we can't look. So another photo here. And now we're getting a lot of, oh, this is 2020. Hold on. We don't really care about 2020. Let's go back up. I'm under latest. Oh, here we go. Best video we're going to find right here. Here's the tornado on the ground. So look at this tornado. Violent tornado. This is Covington. There it goes through that parking lot. It's probably hitting Chick-fil-A right now. Wow, look at that. Debris in the air. Best video we're going to find of the Covington, Georgia tornado right here. And then it lifts. It's probably lifted here. Still some really strong rotational loft, but I don't see any ground circulation now. Of course, there's trees there. So let's watch that again. Let's go back to the beginning here. It forms just randomly in the parking lot. You can see the vortices here. There's the tornado on the ground. This is Covington, Georgia again. And you can see the tornado ripping up. There's debris. It's probably going to, I think that's Chick-fil-A right down here. He's saying that he hopes the tornado won't touch down, but it's already touched down. It's already doing damage here. You can see by the pieces of debris being spun around the tornado. This tornado is already on the ground. Now you see the leaves and the cups blowing towards the tornado. That's what's called an RFD, a rear flank downdraft. That's the wind that's continuing the tornado, right? Excuse me. That's the wind that's allowing the tornado to continue. And you're definitely seeing that. Excuse me. So he's zooming in on the clouds, but that's definitely a tornado. That was most certainly a tornado. Let's watch it again. You can see violent rotation at the surface. Very aggressive tornado. Lots of debris being tossed in the air. It's probably hitting some structures. We do know that we saw pictures of cars that were tossed and flipped in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. That's definitely wide ass, almost the exact same setup as Mayfield. A little bit weaker in a way. But yeah, pretty close. But you really don't want to compare. I say that, but you do want to compare old events. But Mayfield and those type of tornadoes were once in a decade type of tornadoes. I'm glad I was there to see it for sure, but I don't expect anything like that tomorrow. But definitely shouldn't rule out maybe a brief EF3, EF4 tornado tomorrow. It's in the books. You never know. So this video, best one I've seen so far, Chad Blue 83 on Twitter. I'm going to retweet that for sure. Actually, just say aggressive. I don't say violent. Should probably learn how to spell too. So that's Chad Blue 83 on Twitter. Retweeted that. Just probably the best footage you were going to get tonight of that tornado touching down and doing its damage. You can even see the quick vortices, suction vortices popping up. Definitely an aggressive, violent tornado. If it were bigger, it would be definitely a strong tornado rating for sure. Very lucky that that tornado did not stay on the ground. Okay. I got you. Hang on one second here. I got notifications. Let's see here. People are tagging me and stuff. Let me look. Yep, I saw that one. Yeah. Definitely it looks really good. I saw that one earlier. Yeah. So this was from earlier. Definitely the thank you, Seth, for sending me this. This is from earlier. This is the probably the base. I can't tell if that's I don't that whole thing isn't the tornado. This is probably the wall cloud coming down, and then you can't see the tornado because of the trees. Just chasing for so long, I kind of know what the structures are. This probably not, that's not the whole tornado, but definitely you can actually see a little bit of a right edge here, and that's where your wall cloud is going to be, and then your tornado is right behind those trees more than likely. And it says hashtag no rotation, probably because they can't see it because of those clouds. Let's go back to Covington, Georgia tornado here. But definitely the best footage of the day from that guy. Oh, here we go. This looks good too. So this is sent also in from Carl Foster. Look at that. So that whole thing is the rotating mesocyclone, right? And it's basically on the ground here. So the whole thing is rotating, and it's producing a tornado in this video. Very aggressive tornado. This again is Covington, Georgia. Um, very unfortunate. Let me ask him. Yeah, we're hoping that nothing is aggressive tomorrow, but it's out there. The chance is out there. We have even a better chance of tornadoes like this tomorrow across the South, anywhere from Arkansas all the way up, even maybe into southern Indiana and Kentucky, and then all the way down to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. That whole region potential, but the strong tornado potential is across Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama tomorrow. Where in Georgia are you referring to the video, or are you referring to the tornado threat tomorrow? This is from Covington, Georgia. It's right there on the screen. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the chat as much as I can, guys. There's a lot of people watching the video right now, so I'm just trying to keep up with chats. If you're just tuning in, we're doing some coverage of the tornado that hit Covington, Georgia earlier. We were live streaming the coverage. We've been on for about 90 minutes now. We were live streaming the coverage when it was going into the town. If you guys have been around since then, you guys know we were live weather coverage at that moment when it was hitting the town. It didn't really appear strong on radar, but that's the type of event that we are dealing with today. We are dealing with random tornadoes coming from weak thunderstorms, and that's exactly what we got. No problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to spread the word. Okay, so Ellie says a firefighter from Cobb County, this is not this tornado on the screen, this is from northwest of Atlanta, says that there's about a 5-mile damage path. Not terrible, probably low ND of 0. Okay. Okay. So we know that there was 2 tornado reports tonight. We got the Covington, Georgia tornado, and there was a report of a tornado in Cobb County, Georgia, which is right outside of downtown Atlanta, outside Atlanta Metro. But that was out in the middle of nowhere, so that's why we're not getting any video or photo of that. But we do have someone in the chat that says the firefighters are reporting maybe like EF0 tornado damage there, which makes sense because it didn't probably hit anything major, which is good. If you're just now tuning in, this is easily the best footage of the day. This is the Covington, Georgia tornado ripping through parking lots, damaging buildings. There's a big piece of debris getting lofted there. A lot of activity happening in this tornado here. Very fortunate this tornado did not either stay on the ground or it didn't get too big. But those videos you're seeing of the big rotation is this right here. It's way up here, but because of the trees, you can't actually see how the tornado is at the base. So you're thinking that there's a big tornado on the ground by looking at those huge rotating columns. You're thinking, oh my goodness, that's EF3 or bigger tornado. But then you look at the base and you actually get a video of somebody recording from a parking lot, and you can see actually how small the tornado was. Nonetheless, yes, this is a small tornado, but it is aggressive. It is violent. It is suction vortices coming up out of the ground. It's ripping up things. It's tossing debris. That's definitely an aggressive tornado. And we do know it caused damage, and I hope everybody's okay. But we haven't seen any significant damage from it yet, thankfully. Let's continue here. So for those who just, I know I'm kind of showing the same people some photos over again, but that's the same tornado. Here are some cars flipped. Chick-fil-A parking lot. You're seeing it. This car sandwiched. We'll try to find that other video. It's a little bit closer, but cars flipped in Chick-fil-A parking lot. And that video I just showed you of that tornado, that's the same tornado, probably crossing the highway and hitting these cars live on video. That guy got, or not live, but on video, the guy got it. This is a pretty picture as well. Nothing tornadic happening. I just like that photo. Maybe a wall cloud back here. We do know the sun was kind of going down. Fortunately, it was during the day too, so people were able to see where the tornado was. Here's another video of the same tornado. So you see how wide it is at the base. That doesn't mean the whole thing's a tornado, right? So we already seen video of the tiny spin up at the bottom, and that's what's happening down here, but you can't see it because we're in Georgia, and it's it's just trees and hills and everything in Georgia, peach trees, whatever. Here's damage to a middle school from that same tornado. So nothing significant. You got some roofing damage, some siding damage. It's brick, so it held up pretty well. And it kind of just scattered debris. I know there's a video of it that the debris kind of sprays across the roadway as well. Let me check my notifications and make sure no one's asking questions here or sending me stuff. Thank you guys for following, by the way. I appreciate it on Twitter. I use my Twitter as often as I can, but I don't use it a lot. But thank you guys so much for following. Okay, here's the video I was showing you guys earlier. So you see the whole thing rotating, right? I mean, this is a huge area of rotation. Not the entire thing is on the ground, right? You're getting a very tiny area right under here that's producing that little tiny, quick-moving tornado, right? But this whole thing is not the tornado. That's probably the whole rotating mesocyclone. Excuse me. The whole rotating wall cloud. This whole thing is not on the ground. Let's refresh. Let me check radar. Nothing's happening. So it looks like Georgia might be in the clear for the rest of the night. But like I said earlier, we came live as soon as the first tornado warning dropped, or close to the first tornado warning. I tried to get in here and I tried to go live real quick, and we did just in time. We got it as it was heading into Covington. So perfect timing to go live. Those who were live with me at the time saw the velocity scan, so you saw it. So we're getting a lot of okay, so here's the damage from the middle school. You can see how it's kind of, just wait for it. So you see the damage there, blown off the parts of the roof. Most of the building looks okay though, and then you see it scattered all the way into that tree line, and you have some trees down over there as well. So let's see if she goes back. Let's just go back. So watch when she comes back over here and shows us the damage across the road. I'll pause it. You guys can actually see the trees knocked over right here. So you see all that forest mangled and everything. That's where the tornado went. Okay, so likely just passed right over that school. It might have even hovered over it a little bit, but the winds were strong enough to start ripping things up, and then just went boop, right into the trees, returning to the wilderness. Um, let's see if I can ask any questions. We have a lot of comments coming in. Um, yeah, I don't know how that movie is. I've been seeing it everywhere. I know it's kind of off topic, but I heard it's a really good movie. Don't Look Up is what I'm referring to. I need to watch it. There's that video again. Damage again. Here's some damage to. I don't see any roofing damage, but lots of trees down. So you notice one thing you want to notice too when you're looking at tornado photos is you have trees down here and you have trees down here. Notice one thing: the trees are knocked down in different directions, right? So this tree is a big tree, like it was in the ground. I mean, it was uprooted and tossed, and it's knocked over facing what I'm assuming is the west. And then you got this tree that's knocked down facing the east. Now, yeah, that's a branch, but still, right? So you have two direction knocked down tree or tree limbs there, which is a good sign that it was the winds were going different directions at one point, indicating that this is not an accurate tornado warning. This is from an hour ago. But indicating that there was circulation and that the trees were getting knocked down different directions. Okay. So right here, wall cloud. This whole thing's the wall cloud. You got your base of the storm here. You got your wall cloud here, and likely an aggressive tornado occurring right in this region underneath. Maybe even no, that looks like it's good. But right in here, there's a tornado happening. This is courtesy of Jack Gibbs. Tornado in Covington, Georgia, just north of I-20. This is from earlier. Pretty big wall cloud. Thank you guys so much for following. I know that these are you guys following me. I really appreciate it. Let's go. I'm just trying to find some more video. It was such a random tornado that I think that a lot of people don't have footage of the tornado. Because it was so random. You know, we weren't expecting an aggressive tornado like that today in Georgia, which was outside the threat zone issued by the Storm Prediction Center. So we just weren't expecting the storm to do that. But we had the potential. Here's some radar images of when it went through Oxford and the Covington area. We were live streaming this as it was happening. So if you guys were there at the time, we were live streaming this as it was happening. This is actually almost what it looked like when we were live streaming. But you can see the not so tight rotation. I mean, it's really not appearing like there's a tornado on the ground in this video. It's definitely really broad, but it was there, which is why I wasn't going offline until until all the tornadoes warnings were done. Because these storms are weird today. Here's another video from Don McMahon at DMC Man 1 of the significant wall cloud right there, and then like behind those trees, Georgia. So you're seeing a lot of good structure from these storms, which is quite impressive because we just weren't expecting the structure to be like that. You know, I mean, it was cool. So I know people are talking about tomorrow as well. Let's talk about that real quick. Tornado threat tonight and tomorrow. So let's talk about tonight's continuing tornado threat, and then let's talk about tomorrow as well. Okay, 2 big days. Okay, we're not done. We're just getting started. I know it's crazy, but we have more of a tornado threat tonight continuing. Okay, so right now what you're looking in front of you is the slight risk. Actually, no, it's okay. Is the slight risk, okay, in yellow. That's a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. And you have the green marginal risk, the dark green marginal risk, which is a level 1. And then you have your level 0, which is your general thunder, right? So anywhere in the light green could see like an occasional lightning strike with some thunder. maybe some really tiny hail. As with the green and yellow, you have an enhanced risk for severe weather. This is tonight. Okay, let's look at the tornado risk. Okay, 5% tornado risk. Stretches includes anywhere from northeast Texas, just northeast of Dallas, all the way up through central Arkansas, Little Rock, Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. Those are all under the gun for tornadoes tonight. Okay, so it's not just Georgia tonight. We have a whole other round moving in just a few hours. Probably going to start around, I don't know, midnight maybe. So right at the start of 2022, the storm is going to go off again with the threat. Mainly probably a straight line wind threat as well. Let's actually look. So there's your 15% straight line wind or wind threat. And then you have your hail threat as well. So a little bit of everything. That is for tonight. Don't sleep on that. I'll get rid of that so you guys can see a little bit better. You can tell with the 5%. Now, if you're in the 2%, just like this region is tonight, they have it highlighted. They actually extended that 2% out now. It wasn't there a minute ago. But after the events tonight, they went ahead and extended that out to be on the safe side. Kind of late, but they did it. So 2% goes all the way into Georgia. Actually clips just a very little part of North Carolina. Doesn't go into South Carolina. So they're not expecting tornadoes to be there tonight. Now, tomorrow's the big day, okay? We will be live, so make sure you guys subscribe to me, Storm Chaser Zach Walters, here on YouTube, because we're going to be live again tomorrow, New Year's Day, to cover not only tornadoes, but the potential for large tornadoes, large and violent tornadoes. We'll have live streams from storm chasers that are contributing their live stream to me tomorrow, so we'll be able to watch live storm chasing that you typically have to pay for. We'll be able to watch that on the live stream tomorrow. So excuse me, geez. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and follow me so that we can talk about this tomorrow. There's also a chance for significant snowfall tomorrow across the Midwest, which we won't cover as much. Tornadoes are the big call tomorrow. So let's go to the tornado risk for tomorrow. And then you get this, okay? So tonight is just the brown 5%, but tomorrow you're dipping into the 10% risk. Eastern Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way up into Kentucky even. And you're probably wondering, okay, what's the black outline with all the little dashes in it? That indicates significant severe, okay? So what that means is, it actually says right here, down here, hatched area, 10%. Oh, you guys can't see that. I got the thing in the way. But this hatched area, the black hatch marks in this black region here, that indicates a greater probability for stronger tornadoes, EF2 to EF5 rating. Okay, I'm not saying there's going to be EF5 tornadoes tomorrow, okay? What I'm saying is that if there's going to be one, it's going to be in this black hatched area. That does include some of the same areas that saw tornadoes tonight across Georgia, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, eastern Arkansas. The whole area has potential to see strong and violent tornadoes. Tomorrow, we are expecting a possible upgrade to moderate risk in this area tomorrow to maybe do a 15% hatched risk. So that's important. Not only that, you have a 30% wind out as well. A lot of times people don't even think of a wind, right? They think, oh my goodness, big tornado potential tomorrow. Well, guys, strong winds can do just as much, if not more tornadoes. I don't know if we have any people from the Midwest in here, but the Iowa Direct Show of last year produced like 200, 300 miles worth of like basically EF2, EF3 damage. It was crazy. I was fortunate enough to get that storm system as well, but wind damage is just as important as tornado damage. So we want to watch that. And then hail, 15% hail. You'll get a lot of hail in any storms that have a good updraft as well. And they're just keeping those rain. Basically, when you have a really strong updraft in a supercell, it holds the rain in the colder parts of the atmosphere longer, which causes lightning, or which causes hail. And then hail eventually gets heavy enough that gravity takes over and has it fall to the ground. It's a little bit of weather information there for you. But big time tornado threat tomorrow. Eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. You don't want to sleep on that. We will be live streaming. We will be doing live weather coverage. I am not going to be down there chasing this, mainly because it's New Year's Day. I just don't want to drive that far. So we want to monitor. There's some big cities in this as well. Population's crazy right now. Actually, it says right here, population is population for the significant tornado potential is 9.4 million people. You see it highlighted right here towards the bottom of the screen. 9.4 million people are under that large tornado threat tomorrow. That includes areas like Nashville, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Greenville, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, areas that are used or areas that have seen large and violent tornadoes. Yeah. Lindsay, here in Huntsville, Alabama, tomorrow makes me, yeah, you're under the gun. Yeah, like I just said, Huntsville. All that area is under the gun for some large and aggressive tornadoes tomorrow. We'll continue to monitor trends as the evening goes on. And then, of course, tomorrow I'll check satellite and give you guys a better idea. But as soon as storms start firing up, we're going to be live on this channel doing live weather coverage tomorrow. So make sure you guys subscribe and follow if you guys want to stay updated. If you're not from here, I don't blame you. Russell Springs, Kentucky. Oh, I don't know where that is. All of Kentucky is under a tornado threat tomorrow. So no matter where at in Kentucky you are, you have to be weather aware. And the problem is the further north and the further east you go, they become nighttime events. So if you're in, let's say, anywhere probably from like Huntsville, Alabama, northeast, like Nashville, east, Chattanooga, Tennessee, that whole region is going to have nighttime tornadoes potential. So you could be sleeping when these tornadoes are starting to fire up. So make sure you guys have a way to get warnings. Let's see, Gainesville, Georgia. Again, I don't know where that is. I know where Gainesville, Florida is. I don't know where Gainesville, Georgia is. We just had a re-update here. Okay. Georgia, anywhere from like pretty much the center part of the state north is under a tornado threat tomorrow. So same thing. Yeah, I was there for that too, Kevin. The derecho in Iowa. I was there for that. I was west of Des Moines. Northeast Georgia. Yeah, again, tornado threat up in northeast Georgia. Western South Carolina, also that 2% tornado. You can tell just looking at the screen how the 2% kind of goes up. And then like here, hold on, let me just do this. Let me pull out my pen so you guys can see it. So we'll see where I'm pointing my mouse because it's probably hard to see because I'm not. Okay, you're going to see my face for a second. And then we're going to click over here. Okay, now you can see the pen. All right. So you can see this 2% goes all the way up like this. That's because what they're doing is they're expecting that storm system to kind of die off as it pushes northeast and east. That's why the tornado threat gets less and less as you move northeast. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see this a little bit better. Now we're really zoomed in. There we go. So you can really see the cities now on this map. But anywhere in this black outline right here, hatched, big time tornado threat tomorrow. Okay. But that doesn't mean you don't want to sleep on tornadoes if you live anywhere in the green or the brown regions. Those are all tornado producing areas as well. But what they're saying is that the biggest tornadoes, EF2 to EF5, are expected in this region as well. I expect an upgrade if models continue to trend the way they are, that you could see a upgrade to maybe like a moderate risk and maybe a 15% tornado somewhere right in this region tomorrow. It really just depends what we wake up and see on satellite, what satellite shows. It also depends on what we wake up and what the model trends are showing, and things like that. Let me check comments here. What time tomorrow? Good question. I didn't talk about that. Timing, kind of all over the place. But really, if somewhere back here on the west, anywhere from maybe like in this region, you might see some storms fire up pretty early in the day. So we're talking early afternoon, noon to 3 o'clock p.m., even as maybe like 4 o'clock p.m., which is early for supercell development. Usually you don't get storms that really start to go until 5, 6 p.m., but you could get them really early tomorrow. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be tornado producers right off the bat. It takes time for them to get into an environment that they like to be in, that they're comfortable in, and then they start going, right? So you have probably in this region here, earlier development, and as they move this direction, you start to get them after sundown. You start to get storms that start producing tornadoes after the sun's down, especially in wintertime, January 1st, right? Sun goes down if you're on Eastern time. Sun goes down at like, 5:30 now, 5:45? So even if you get a storm that starts firing up at 5 o'clock, it might not produce tornado until after sundown. Even though 5 o'clock is early in the day for storm development, it's not going to be early in the day for winter storm development, if that makes sense. So got to worry about that. Those storms that fire up early in the afternoon, if they don't go tornado producers, they might do when they get to this region here. Okay, better environment for tornadoes. And then the next day after that, I think it just kind of shifts east. So here's the next day, only a marginal risk. This is pretty much what we call leftovers. So storms that are pretty much coming from this region tomorrow as they push east towards sunrise on Sunday. You get a corridor of severe potential in there with the potential for some tornadoes as well. I'm sure. It doesn't say yet. I forgot we're only on day 3. So to pretty much summarize tomorrow's event, if I can hold it, there we go. Big time tornado potential tomorrow across the black hatched area as well as the yellow region. You don't want to sleep on it. Big time tornado potential tomorrow. But also, if you live in the green, the brown, don't close your eyes without setting some type of alarm for yourself. That way you can get up. Tomorrow I'll have a better timing event. So if you're awake tomorrow and I'm doing a forecast tomorrow, I'll like tell you guys what time, hey, this is when storms are expected. But timing is not really narrowed down yet because we just don't know what the trends are going to show. For all we know, we could wake up tomorrow and trends show nothing. So it really just depends. North Carolina in there as well. The very western portion of it right here. Depending on how far west you live. If you're down here in this extreme southwest region of North Carolina, you're under the tornado threat pretty good tomorrow. If you're more of like in the green threat, still in or in the green area, still in the tornado threat, just not as significant. Happy New Year to you guys as well. Thank you so much. We're 4 hours away now in Eastern time. I live north of Bowling Green, so kind of scary. Yeah, Bowling Green's under the gun. Here's Bowling Green right here. 5% tornado. Could easily see it, especially after sundown. What's up, Weather Watcher? Thanks for coming in. What parts of Kentucky? So here's Kentucky, kind of a sloppy outline right there. So 5% tornado risk right there, and then the 10% in the extreme southern portion. So if you're in Bowling Green, big time tornado threat tomorrow. If you're a little bit north, like Louisville or Evansville, Indiana, or kind of in that region, not so strong, but still 5% tornado. You can still get big tornadoes out of that, or just tornadoes in general. So you don't want to sleep. And then you got 2% that even includes Cincinnati, Charleston, West Virginia, all the way up close to Columbus, Ohio. So southern Ohio, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, still a tornado threat down there as well. It'll be a little bit more sloppy, probably not as organized, but still there. Okay. Now let's see here. Let's see. Comments. Trying to answer everybody's questions. A lot of people in the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will say you guys set a record. I've never had 2,500 people watching a live stream at once. So thank you guys so much. I'm blessed. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'm going to try to catch up with some comments. Hey, Casey, what's up, man? Welcome. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we just hit 1,000 subscribers last week. We just hit 2,500 views on this live stream just about 30 minutes ago, the most I've ever made. But thank you. It's all these guys, man. They're asking questions. They want to know more about weather, which is what I'm here for. I hear fireworks. People are already launching fireworks here. Is this event happening tonight? The one on the screen right now is tomorrow. This is tomorrow's threat. Big time tornado threat tomorrow. Someone asked, could there be a high risk? Doubtful. I do not see a high risk. If anything, they go moderate, and they'll go moderate probably like right in here. But I do not see a high risk tomorrow. That'd be absolutely crazy. That'd be a hell of a way to start 2022. Oh man, comments slow down. Tornadoes love to mix it up, yeah, for sure. 10% risk because I live in North Georgia. Absolutely. Keep weather aware. Nocturnal tornadoes for you guys. Nighttime. You might be asleep unless you're a night owl. In Nashville. Yeah. So big cities in this threat tomorrow. Right here. Nashville, Tennessee. Few million people live there, right? Memphis, Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee. Greenville, Birmingham. A lot of population in here, which is pretty serious. PDS tomorrow. Yeah, maybe a PDS tomorrow. Who? Mayfield area. That's a good question too. Mayfield is a little bit further up here, but yes, it is. Actually, it might be in that 10%. Oh, let me make that smaller so you guys can. This little pink dot, right? Pink X right there, that's Mayfield. So Mayfield's sort of in that threat again tomorrow, but not nearly as significant as it was on December 10. Yeah, April 2011, one of the probably an outbreak of a lifetime, or at least an outbreak of the next 30 years. I don't think we'll see anything like that until I have gray hair. So definitely a significant outbreak there. Yeah, James Spann. Yeah, if you guys watch James Spann, for sure. Yeah, he's a great, great meteorologist. One of the best to ever live. Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, it closed me out here. Charlotte, you're kind of out of the tornado zone tomorrow. You're good. They're not expecting. Here's Charlotte right here. Boop. I'll make that a little bit bigger so you can actually. Here's Charlotte right here. So you're good. You're out of the tornado threat tomorrow. Still be careful because there's an overnight into really early morning threat. March 2nd, 2012, Henryville EF4. I chased that one too. I don't know. It could be. It's very similar setup to March 2nd. If you're going to compare an outlook, it would be a kind of a March 2nd outlook without the high risk. Because I think that was a high risk day. I'm pretty sure it was. Mount Washington, Kentucky. The whole state of Kentucky is under the risk tomorrow. Here's a poor outline of it. You can see the brown 5% and the touch of 10%. So anywhere in Kentucky needs to be on alert tomorrow. Philadelphia, I don't know, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia, Alabama, or Mississippi. There's a lot of Philadelphias, but Philadelphia, Mississippi, somewhere right in here. Definitely in that hatched tornado risk. Big time tornadoes tomorrow. Fort Worth, Texas, right back here. Here's Dallas, just outside. But I think there is a little bit of a threat tonight for some storms, but nothing major. Dallas, Fort Worth, yeah, just asked that. Yeah, right there. Nothing significant, but definitely want to keep your eye on, especially tonight, potential for some storms fire up tonight in that region. So let's take a break from tomorrow real quick. If you have questions, just keep asking. I'll come back to it. I know people are kind of tuning in here because they want to know what's going on in Georgia, right? We did have a tornado hit Covington, Georgia earlier. So we want to cover that. We want to talk about that a little bit because we need to make sure that those in Georgia who came to the live stream to look at that can see what happened in Georgia today. This is Covington, Georgia. This is east of Atlanta by about an hour. So here's some damage to a middle school there. So roofing and siding kind of ripped off, tossed. There it is, kind of scattered outside the building. It looks like the building itself is fine, which is good. And it was tossed across the road. So the good news is that the building looks fine. Here's a giant wall cloud rotating. So you can see, before I go to the next video, because I'm about to show you guys the next video, you can see this giant area of rotation. That is not all the tornado. What that is the mesocyclone scraping the earth, rotating, and producing a wall cloud, which is then dropping the tornado underneath it. Okay. So the whole thing isn't the tornado that a lot of people will say on Twitter videos or Facebook videos, wherever you're seeing footage. A lot of people are going to say this is a giant tornado. It's going to be like a mile wide. No, this was a whole tornado. This whole city of Covington wouldn't be on the map anymore. But this is a giant mesocyclone producing tornado underneath. So now that you saw that, this is what it looks like underneath the giant mesocyclone wall cloud. Little tiny tornado suction vortices ripping through the town. Okay. So when you see that big rapid rotation, that's not a whole tornado. This is what the tornado looks like underneath that rotation. And it's doing damage. So you see debris flying around. It is a very, very violent tornado. It just wasn't enough, probably surface winds maybe, to keep it on the ground very long. These tornadoes were on the ground for brief seconds, lift. I know we had a report from Cobb County in Georgia that said that there was a path of about 5 miles. So that's a pretty small length tornado path. This tornado probably didn't even go that long. This tornado probably hit Covington and went up and down, this type of system we've had today. Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to everybody. We got about 3.5 hours left. Happy New Year. Um, but yes, so this is the best footage that we could find of the tornado. You can see how aggressive it is with the quick suction vortices underneath it. Ends up hitting a Chick-fil-A and tossing a couple cars in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. So definitely an extreme tornado. Um, and it was outside a severe risk today. We weren't expecting this tornado. We knew that severe storms were a potential, but a tornado hitting a town like that definitely was not expecting. You can see just the rapid movement up in the clouds. Definitely an aggressive tornado. Let me check comments here. The weather's been weird the entire winter so far. It's been real odd. Blame it on what you want, whether it's climate change or whatnot. It's been weird. A lot of tornadoes in December, and we have a new year coming up now, so we can't really say 2021 anymore. It's 2022 tornadoes now. But hey, we just hit a new record, 2,900 viewers. Well, thank you guys so much for being in here. But yeah, so definitely a weird December going on. Like I said, blame it on whatever you want. Or it's just one of those weird years where we're just getting tornadoes a little bit later in the season, further east. It's just, it is what it is, right? You too, Casey, man. Hope you're having a great new year. I hope everybody had a great Christmas as well. I know that, no, uh, I was out. What was I doing? I thought I was going to be chasing tornadoes on Christmas Day, but I wasn't. Because the threat didn't materialize. It did on the 29th, but nothing happened out of it. But see, some people say climate change. It just really depends on which way you lean. Nobody's wrong. I don't want to start any arguments in the comments, but you know, it's just weird how we get a lot of tornadoes all of a sudden this year. But it happens sometimes. You get tornadoes. You get tornado outbreaks November, December, January, and then you get these breaks in severe weather in the spring, and you're like, okay, what's going on? Why are we getting tornadoes in December and not May? And then it flips the next year. It might just depend on the weather patterns as well. We're in a La Nina phase. And so La Nina phases might bring tornadoes a little bit later in the year compared to El Nino. So it is what it is. Yeah, 2 earthquakes in South Carolina. I did see that. Uh, I did see that there was. I have a friend that lives in South Carolina who was reporting feeling movement in his house. So pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard those comments too. Human-made weather. I mean, like I said, believe in what you want to believe in. I'm not going to judge you for what you believe in. But definitely odd. We're getting some pretty good tornadoes this time of year. I didn't even see a tornado in April. So, but I saw the May 10th tornado. So, I saw a pretty monster tornado in December, but didn't see one in April. Wildfires in Colorado. Yeah, big time wildfires out there, guys. It's real sad. Again, that could be a result of climate change or whatever. Just a really sad situation out there. That's why you don't light fires when they tell you not to light fires. Don't throw cigarettes out the window when they tell you not to. If there's a red flag warning, don't do anything with fire outside. There is reasoning behind that. And we just watched people's lives be ruined and change forever. Houses and communities just burnt to a crisp because probably somebody threw a cigarette out the window in that type of situation. Yeah, no, Colorado hasn't seen snow. I was just talking with somebody about that earlier. They're getting a lot of fire, um, a lot of a lot of fire burning down communities, but they haven't seen any snow. It's December. It's not snowing in Colorado. It's weird. It would be even more weird if they had tornadoes. But that hasn't happened yet. But yeah, no snow. The Midwest, where I'm from, is just now getting our first good, real snowstorm of the year, and it's going to be January 1st. By the time that happens, usually we get something by now. It is what it is, man. It's weird. So, yes, good call, Wyatt. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, Wyatt Marshall just asked about the snow in the south. Yeah, so after this storm system passes through tomorrow, there's actually a chance for bitter cold temperatures that extend all the way south to like Alabama, and then snow potential. So if you're in like Tennessee and you're wanting snow, I think you're going to have some luck here January 2nd or so, or sometime after the new year. There is a chance for snow all across the deep south, even as far south as Huntsville. And I think it was even dipping a little bit south in Mississippi as well. So places that aren't used to seeing snow really could have the potential. Robert says just starting to snow there in Mayfield. Sorry about your town, man. I was there when it happened, and it was real unfortunate. Real unfortunate event that happened there a couple weeks ago. So hopefully you guys recover quickly there in Mayfield. We donated a lot. We donated some stuff I donated some money to Mayfield. I know that a lot of chasers collected money and donated, because as a community, as storm chasers, we don't want to be looked at as people going out for fame, right? Because a lot of times people see storm chasers videoing tornadoes destroying homes, and then we make money off of that footage, and they think that's it, right? A lot of that money in those type of scenarios goes back to the people, right? We donate a lot of money. We donate our time as well. We'll make trips to towns and help rebuild. So we do a lot of like that. It's not just about us getting out there and filming. So I know a lot of storm chasers donated to Mayfield for you guys, and it's definitely a sad event down there. Yeah, negative. Yeah, it's very cold up in Minnesota. We're talking negatives up there. Negative 40. I thought I saw last time. Negative 45 or something like that. Timing tomorrow, Lori. I will get back with you on that. The timing is real weird for tomorrow. Some models show it firing up early. Some models don't show it firing up until late afternoon. So we really don't know. We won't know until the morning, until we can pull satellite and see how quickly things are developing. You can subscribe to the channel. I'll go live tomorrow as soon as things start getting kicked off, and that way I can tell you. But if you subscribe and notify, you'll be able to see when I go live, and I'll get you guys an update on that. Naders in the dark, correct. Yeah, a lot of tornado potential in the dark tomorrow. Where's it snowing at, Michael? It says snowing. I'm just curious. I know that Hawaii had some blizzard warnings last week, which isn't terribly uncommon up in higher elevations, but that was a big thing all over Twitter was blizzard warnings for Hawaii. That's not that uncommon, because you can actually go like skiing in Hawaii if you go up high enough. It's like 15,000 feet. Denver is getting snow. Okay, so it's snowing in Denver. That might help with the fires a little bit. I don't know how far the fires are away from Denver. All right, so let's see. Oh, let's check my notifications. I might have somebody tagging me on something. Nope, just a retweet from Lexi. Kansas City is getting some snow. Yes, big time snow potential across the Midwest tomorrow, starting tomorrow morning. Actually, probably starting more tonight for you guys. Big time snow, 7 to 10 inches possible, anywhere from southern Kansas, kind of like the Wichita area, all the way up through Kansas City, all the way across southern Nebraska, and then stretches like a corridor, boop, all the way across to Ohio almost, basically in Ohio. Winter storm warnings are in effect. We can actually show you that right now. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. This is truly amazing. I didn't expect this many people to be in here. I'm trying to keep up with comments. When we started the live stream and when that tornado went through Covington, Georgia, we only had like maybe 100 viewers at the time. So thanks everybody for being here. Here are the hazards for tomorrow. Okay, so these blues right here are winter storm watches. Okay, so you have winter storm watches all the way into like Denver, northeast New Mexico, even under winter storm watches. And then you have it extending all the way up to include Chicago into Michigan, northern Indiana, southern Wisconsin. Those are all your winter storm watches. Now, your pink is your winter storm warning. This is where they're expecting the heaviest snow and the heaviest ice to be. That's from western Nebraska, western Kansas, just north of Dodge City, all the way across Kansas City, Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, all the way across into Chicago again. So a very wide area of winter storm warnings for that pattern tomorrow, okay? So definitely be ready for that. Big time snow events. I'll kind of jump back and forth between that. There's not much I can cover on winter storm events, but tomorrow morning I might go live and do some winter weather coverage. I know there's some storm chasers out there that are going to be live and updating. So thank you so much, Joyce, for subscribing. Thank you so much. It means like so much to me, seriously. So I'll probably go live tomorrow morning after I wake up, start covering some snow events across the Midwest. So if you want to be here for that, subscribe and follow. I'll go live in the morning covering some snow across the Midwest, and then I'll break probably for lunch and then come back for tornado outbreak tomorrow afternoon in the South. Okay, so we'll do winter coverage in the morning, tornado coverage in the South, but a lot of winter warnings going on there. Let's go back. Let's refresh. I'm still shocked to not see more damage pictures. It's quite interesting. I'm afraid to see what this link is. Cover your eyes. I don't know what this link is. But we're gonna. Oh, that's the same video we already saw. So for those tuning in, we did have. I know we might have a lot of Georgia viewers here as well because that's what the title of the video is. We had a tornado that hit Covington, Georgia, about an hour and a half ago, roughly. Did some damage in town. We've seen this video multiple times. I'm trying. There's really nothing else. Not a lot of people are uploading photos of damage, so it makes you believe that maybe the tornado wasn't on the ground a long time, right? We saw it hit that parking lot, toss up some debris. It knocked over a few cars in a Chick-fil-A parking lot, and then it lifted. So I'm wondering if maybe it was only on the ground through Covington for that maybe brief 60-second period, and then it lifted, right? It went back up in the sky and maybe touched back down briefly. Or maybe that was it. Maybe it was on the ground for 60 seconds, hit Covington, Georgia, and kept going, you know? These are all from 2013. It's crazy because look, these are tweets from 2013. Tornado southeast of Leiden heading towards the suburbs of Covington, Georgia. It's crazy, right? It's like a repeat from April 2013. Georgia's actually smacking Michigan right now. Anybody else watching the Georgia-Michigan game? I got it on right next to me. 17-0 right now. It's ridiculous. Big Ten was doing so good. I'm a Purdue fan. Purdue Boilermakers fan just because I'm from Indiana and from that region. So Purdue winning the bowl game yesterday made me happy. But the Big Ten's like 5-0, and now they're getting creamed. Anyways, so if you're just now tuning in to look at the tornado video from Covington, Georgia earlier, we've been going through Twitter like crazy looking at it. Definitely a wild event. I'm hearing the video now. It scared me. Definitely a crazy event. We weren't really expecting a tornado like this in Georgia today, but here it is. Luckily we went live just in time. Yeah, as a Purdue fan, I will kind of lean towards Tennessee fans on this one. I think Tennessee kind of got screwed last night, but it is what it is. I'm a Purdue fan, so I take the W when I can, but I do feel kind of bad. The only catch to that Tennessee game is that there should have been a flag on him anyways because he was pulling his teammate towards the end zone, but it shouldn't have been the end of the game. They should have had another retry on fourth down and given another shot, but they definitely got screwed over there by the refs, but it is what it is. There's always next year. So this video right here is the mesocyclone with the wall cloud rotating. And then right underneath it is the best tornado footage of the day by far, shot by some guy that was sitting in the parking lot. So you're seeing the debris being lofted and ripped apart. It's probably hitting the school about this time. There's that debris getting tossed in the air, big chunks of it. There's a big one. And it actually ends up going through a Chick-fil-A parking lot and doing some damage there. So a very violently rotating tornado there. Shockingly, a violent tornado. We just weren't expecting it. I wonder where those images of that one vehicle went. I wonder if they got deleted because I haven't seen them in a minute. Actually, let's go to top and see if maybe it's on here somewhere. Okay, so here we go. So this tweet says, I'm sure you can see it. So we're on the way to my in-laws, and I kept telling my wife, why is this so dark ahead of us? The sky doesn't look right at all. Big triangle in the sky. It was a tornado that touched down minutes from us. Here's some pictures from that Chick-fil-A parking lot. There's that car somehow that got tipped over and like in there. Very crazy. I don't know how that worked. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it was in this parking spot here. I don't know if it was like right here and then got picked up and pushed this way, or if it was like on this side and then it got like rotated this way and faced that way. I don't know how that happened. Be interesting to see if Chick-fil-A releases like a security camera footage from the event so we can see. But that's one car. Here's the other car. This one, I don't know if anybody was in or not. There's parking spaces right here, so it very well could have been parked, but it's got its headlights on. So I'm thinking maybe somebody was in this car when it got hit. Hopefully not. How bad will it be in Omaha? At least 5 inches in Omaha, at least, of snow tomorrow. Another meteorologist predicting a tornado outbreak in Alabama, Mississippi. Yeah, it's very possible. They're definitely leaning towards tornado outbreak tomorrow. But weird how that car just kind of got tossed like that. It's definitely a lot of damage. Definitely a totaled vehicle, more than likely. But I don't know if it was parked or not, or if there was somebody in it. I have not seen reports of it. Let's click on the next photo. Some damage to, look at that sunset. Jeez. Beautiful sunset after the tornado, of course. But here's that middle school from a different angle. Lots of debris scattered all over the place. And then this looks like inside of a restaurant. So either this is panic debris from people like running to tornado shelters, which they should have already been in one. The tornado warning was out with plenty of time. I don't know if they were rushing in that, but it looks like maybe they had left the window open or something, and the wind tunnel had came in here and just started tossing a bunch of stuff, which is very possible. Excuse me, during a tornado event, that if you just keep the windows open, that's why they tell you keep your windows closed, obviously. Yeah, Theodore says no staying inside the car. Correct. You do not want to stay inside a car during a tornado because broken glass, debris could hit you. Your windows will not protect you against a flying 2x4. I've toured many tornado damaged regions in my career, and that's something that I always see. Every time I tour a tornado damaged area, there's always like a piece of wood, like a 2x4 launched into the side of a vehicle. Every time. It never fails. So that's definitely one thing that you don't want to do, is you don't want to be inside a tornado don't want to be inside a car during a tornado. You guys know what I meant. Is Knoxville under the 10%? That's actually a good question. I don't know. Where am I at? Somebody asked if Knoxville, Tennessee was under the 10% tomorrow. Oh, gosh. Looks pretty close, like they are. Close enough that you should be weather aware. That's borderline. It's close enough that you should be keeping an eye on tomorrow, for sure. Okay, let's this is what the storm looked like on radar. So earlier, if you guys were watching the stream when the tornado went through, earlier I was talking about how weak storms looked, right? How they were just tiny little red blips, not really doing much. They would start out with nothing, grow really quickly, and then die off, right? Well, this is how it looked the time that it went through Covington. It's kind of Covington and Oxford, so I'm wondering if maybe both towns were hit because the rotation's more or less back here. So it's actually more or less north of Covington. So I'm wondering if it's more Oxford than it is Covington, but because Covington is the bigger city, people are calling it Covington, right? So the rotation here, but this storm went up really quickly. This is where it started, somewhere like right back in here. The tornado warning was issued right here. And then by the time the tornado had hit, it had only been in that tornado warning box for maybe 5 to 10 miles. So not a ton of updates, but that's the problem with these storms, is that they were going up so fast that you couldn't get to shelter in time. And they were going up so fast the warnings weren't able to alert people quick enough, right? So you see the hook that happens on this storm kind of curls back right here. And then right here is your tornado. Almost a textbook style. We call it a sink drain. It's not a sink drain. A sink drain is like when you get the storm to rotate like this and it kind of comes back on itself. And then creates like a little ball down here. That's a sink drain. This one didn't quite do that, but still a really good curve where the tornado would be occurring. Okay. Hi, Zeke. How are you, buddy? So this is what the storm looked like when it was going through Georgia. Let's see any comments I have here about the event. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I've gone up about 400, 500 in the last hour. Thank you guys so much. Like I said earlier, we're going to be covering the events tomorrow morning. Snowstorm, winter storm, ice storm tomorrow morning across the Midwest. And then we're going to switch over to tornado threat, tornado outbreak potential across the South tomorrow. So make sure you guys subscribe. I'll go live. You'll know when I go live because it'll send you an update if you follow the page. Right now we're covering the tornado that went through Covington for a little bit longer. And then I'm going to start celebrating New Year. We have about 3 hours, 15 minutes here on the East Coast till it is time for the ball to drop. Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you so much. Tornadoes tomorrow. How is Gatlinburg? Okay. I know. Let's talk about tomorrow. I know everybody wants to talk about tomorrow. I've seen it just comments tomorrow. Let's shift over to tomorrow's threat again. If you've been here, if you were watching earlier, then you can log off. You don't have to watch again. But I'm even going to go even further. Let's pull up forecast models. Okay. Tornado threat tomorrow, not just Georgia tonight. Okay. Let's talk about tomorrow's tornado threat. We're going to pull up the HRR model, HRRR, which stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh. Oh, perfect. 0Z just dropped. So this will be really convenient. Let's go Southeast United States. Let's start out with air temperature tomorrow. Well, actually, let's start with finding when storms fire up. Okay, so right here tomorrow, let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So tomorrow, according to the HRR, you have a lot of baby tornadoes. Jeez, I about said tornadoes. A lot of baby storms that start to fire out ahead of this main line. So right here's the main line tomorrow. Okay, but you get these renegade isolated supercells all the way up, all the way up to this region here. This entire region is prone for tornadoes tomorrow. Okay, this is Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas. Okay, the deep South, the Bible Belt, as I like to call it. So a lot of scattered storms there firing up. This is 19Z. So this is about 3 p.m. tomorrow. Correct me if I'm wrong. 3 p.m. tomorrow or so. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, that's earlier than that. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, 1 p.m. So you already have storms getting going. Now, whether they're tornado producers or not, I don't know. Probably not this early. But 1 o'clock p.m., you have storms starting to fire, okay? And then you skip to the next hour, and they start to become a little bit more organized. Again, here's the main line. And then out in front, you have these renegade storms, all even northeast Georgia, renegade storms. This is 2 p.m. Let's skip ahead to 3 p.m. again. So you still have organization, main line, right? Oops, not that big. And so the reason why these are actually linear is because there's a positive tilted trough. I'm not going to go into all of that, but when you get a positive tilted trough, you tend to have these more favorable conditions for straight line wind storms rather than tornadoes. But in this particular event, we're getting, let me scroll down a little bit. We're getting isolated supercells to form out in front of that line. Right here's your cold front, right? So these storms are riding the cold front. And then you got your boundary, your warm front, somewhere up here, depending on where the dew point is. And this is your low pressure with your triple point, okay? So right here, you get perfect area right in the warm sector. And I'll explain what that is. I'm actually going to keep that on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It'll follow me for a second. Let's click on dew points, and we're going to scroll down. Okay, so right here, right where that pink circled area is those storms really getting going 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Look at the dew points. You're looking at 69 degrees, 66, 70 dew points in Tuscaloosa. That is well warm enough to get tornado producing storms. The HRRR has the warm front going way up north, which is not good if you live in areas like Kentucky and Tennessee, because now it's talking, okay, the warm front's going to go that far north, so will the tornadoes. Okay. That's kind of the best way I can put it that you can understand it. If the warm front's going that north, tornadoes are probably going that north. Your cold front is somewhere back here. It actually hasn't caught up yet. So your cold front looks like this. And it's pushing east. And that's why those storms are going to be firing out here, okay? Let's actually go a couple hours. Let's go back to the composite reflectivity. Let's go 2 hours up to about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock range. Eastern time. And so now you have multiple good looking storms that could be tornado producers out ahead of that main line. Okay, that's big time, right? So right there, even maybe some isolated in here, but here's your main line. It's catching up now, right? But they're still staying by themselves out front. We call those renegades, frontogenesis, right? So you're going to get a lot of activity in here. Let's look at the dew points when those are coming through. Okay, so your warm front kicking way up there, way up into Tennessee. So even all the way up into Tennessee, potential for tornadoes. Here's your cold front now catching up. All right, so your dew points and your cutoff right there, you're going to get some pretty good looking supercells probably out in front of that. Eastern Mississippi into Alabama. Tomorrow, 5 to 6 p.m., you're really getting going, okay? Let's go back to, actually, that's not what I wanted. Let's pull up a significant tornado parameter, right? Let's just eyeball what they're looking at, okay? So significant tornado parameters are a mixture of multiple things, right? They put together a lot of different ingredients to tell us exactly what we should expect in relation to tomorrow, okay? So they're putting together like surface-based CAPE, which is your convective available potential energy. They're putting together like the capping and stuff like that. They just want to know. It kind of throws it all together. That's why it's called a fixed layer right there. Boop. So you're getting a wide region of significant tornado parameters across that warm sector, right? Anything south of the warm front where the dew points are in the 70s and upper 60s is a warm sector, right? That's where storms are just all that moisture, right? So a dew point, anything above a 60 dew point is like humid to me, right? I don't like high dew points. I get start to sweat. It's humid, right? Imagine a 70 dew point. You're going to be able to like cut the air with a knife. It's going to be super thick. That is good for tornadoes. Tornadoes like moisture. They like that, all right? And that's what you're going to have tomorrow right across that significant tornado parameter. Let's go ahead and pull up a sounding. Let's just pull this one because it looks good. A 3.0. So here's your soundings, right? It's a little bit capped at the base. So you're seeing that red line jump east and then up of that yellow parcel line. That is a capping a little bit, okay? Your LCLs is how low the clouds are going to be, okay? So pretty low there. 70 dew points, 73 air temps right there. Let's move it over to the right so I can look at the hodograph. So a bit of a straight line hodograph, not something you want to see if you're looking for tornadoes, okay? So it's pretty much, it's just a straight line. In a perfect world, you want your hodograph starting about right over here and doing like a giant curve movement and then kind of zooming off like that. And then you want your critical angle to be like that. You just don't really have that in this setup. It's really straight lined, which makes me wonder if maybe there's more of a damaging wind threat rather than a tornado threat. Definitely don't want to rule out a tornado, but with a critical angle of only 28, it's not entirely impressive, just based on that poll. Let's go into Alabama. Let's go up near Huntsville, actually pretty much right on top of Huntsville. Let's pull that and see what that looks like. That's a little bit better. You have a little bit more curvature going into your hodograph here. Your 1 kilometer wind speeds at just over 50. And then you have your critical angle, still a little weak, jumping in there, only a 39 critical angle with northeast storm movement. So still not the best sounding that I want to see, but the thing I noticed down here, let me get you guys down there. So over here, the thing I'm noticing is that there's not a cap, Okay. There's nothing in the atmosphere that's preventing those storms to fire. So what a cap is, take like a bottle of Coke, right? And shake it up real well. What's going to happen, right? You're going to shake it up, but it's not going to do anything. Why? Because there's a cap on it. But what happens when you take that cap off? It explodes, right? It's the same. That's the best way I can put it. When there's a cap at the lower end of the atmosphere, the storms can't go. They won't go any higher. When that cap vanishes, it's just like a Coke bottle, just explodes, right? Storms will just go up. So if they break the cap, it's go time. And so there's no cap here. So these storms are going to have a free game. The wind profile is coming out of the southwest, which isn't necessarily entirely favorable, but it'll do. Let's click on one kind of closer to Tuscaloosa. Again, a little bit better. Tuscaloosa's got the best photograph I've seen so far. No cap. See how it goes straight up and then it curves? That's kind of the more ideal thing we want to see tomorrow in terms of significant weather events. You want that nice little curvature up and over. Definitely what we want to see tomorrow. And then you have your critical angle going out and up. 43 critical angle, not terrible, but not as good as we want. That's just pulling random soundings just based off this one forecast model. Okay, there's a lot that goes into it. Let's look at your lifted index, right? Like I said, when storms need to fire, they have to have something that helps them go, right? A lifted index, some kind of forcing. No forcing, no storms, right? You get what's called low top showers, and there's just like a little rain showers, and you get nothing. And that's happened more times than once on storm chases for me. So wide area of lifted index going all the way up. Well, don't worry, we'll cover Kentucky and Tennessee here in a second too. I'm not ruling you guys out, but the main threat is through this region. So a lot of lifted index in here, okay? Enough to get storms going, -5 degrees Celsius. By pulling this capped. So you see where this red goes on the other side of that yellow parcel line? That's what we call a capped atmosphere, okay? We can actually, another way to look at it, meaning that storms will struggle to fire. They will fire, but they'll really, really struggle to go anywhere in terms of tornadoes. Let's oh no, I wanted to pull SIN. Let's pull a mixed layered SIN, right? So your SIN is telling us where, I can't remember what SIN stands for. I'm drawing a blank. But it's pretty much like an environment which storms won't be able to go up, okay? So tomorrow, look at this wide area of basically nothing, right? That's a concern. And then you have little pockets of areas where the SIN is strong, okay? Those areas, you can't really get storms to go. They're not big enough. They're not that big, so there is potential for storms to kind of break through them. Definitely not ruling out storms wanting to go in that region, okay? Before we continue, guys, make sure you guys subscribe. We're going to be talking big-time tornadoes tomorrow. We were just talking tornadoes in Georgia tonight, as you can tell by the title of the video. Tomorrow, we're going to wake up tomorrow in the morning, eat some breakfast, and I'm going to dive into winter storm coverage. Big-time snow event tomorrow. All morning, I'll be covering that. Come afternoon, it's go time. Big-time tornado event tomorrow afternoon, evening. We're going to be live for like a long time, probably like 8 hours, in and out, maybe, covering tornadoes. There's also a nocturnal tornado event tonight, potentially. So I might have to go live as well for that tonight. So make sure you guys subscribe, follow me. Again, guys, I appreciate it so much. We set a record for views I've had on a single live stream tonight. We had 2,900. That's the highest I've seen so far. 2,938 is what we had. It's all because of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Let's get back into tomorrow's tornado threat. I know. Let me check chat. I've like totally turned off chat. Sorry. Let's see. Knoxville is under the 10% tornado tomorrow. Yeah, we get a lot of spammers. Thank you so much, Sam. Convective, yes. Yes, I could not remember what SIN stood for. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, guys. No warning at the time, Kimberly. Wow, yeah, that's. If you have that on video, you can. If you have a Twitter, you can tweet me at it. I'll pull it up. It's at Zach Walters WX, ZACH Walters WX. Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, we can talk about Lexington. Lexington. I actually have family that lives in Wilmore, right outside of Lexington. They're in Jessamine County. So I should probably be telling them about the weather too. So up here is Lexington, kind of in this region. Yeah. So you're in the 5% tornado range. I'll talk a little bit more about Kentucky and Tennessee here in a second. Oh gosh. I'll talk about Tennessee and Kentucky here in 1 second, but Lexington is in that tornado threat tomorrow. So let's take a look at the wind speeds. Let's see if a low-level jet really ramps up tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon. A low-level jet really helps the development of severe weather a lot quicker, and we definitely have one here. We actually have a wide one. We have one going all the way down almost to the Gulf, all the way up, and even into the Vielas into Tennessee. That's why we need to focus on Tennessee and Kentucky as well. That extension of that 10% hatch risk could go up. Nashville, Tennessee, also in that 10% range. Omaha wind speeds. I actually don't know. I know they're supposed to be pretty high, at least 30 miles an hour, especially in like the flat areas in Nebraska. Yeah, still recovering from that December 10-11 tornado. Absolutely. I'm sorry for you guys. Yes, I have a Facebook too, White. Go to Facebook and look up Storm Chaser Zach Walters. You'll see it's got about 28,000 followers on there. You'll see me. I can talk about Seattle. Give me a couple minutes. I'll talk about Seattle. Let me write it down. Yeah, I love Wilmore. I love Wilmore. I got family that lives in Wilmore. Actually, I don't know if you've ever been to the subway in Wilmore. They're on the Asbury University campus, but my uncle actually owns that subway. They run it. He used to go there all the time. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ichthus Music Festival, but it used to be a festival there in Kentucky. You went every year. Always loved Wilmore. Okay, so as I was saying, we have a low-level jet that ramps up here on the 850 millibar wind speeds. That'll definitely help the potential for tornadoes tomorrow. Let's pull up Kentucky and Tennessee now. So I know I have a lot of people in here that want to know about Kentucky and Tennessee. Fair enough. Let's go to Ohio Valley. Okay, so slide on over here. This is about the same time we expect storms to really get moving. Thank you so much, Lex. Thank you so much. Marja, thank you so much. Will Sumter County, Georgia be affected? Sumter County, Georgia. Remind me where that is. I've heard of it. I know I've heard of it. Give me like a town in Sumter County, Georgia, and then I'll take a look as well. I'll write all these down. That way I remember to, I know Seattle, and then we have Sumter County, Georgia. That way I can touch them before I go offline. Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, that's going to be under the threat tomorrow as well. We're going to talk about that right now. Okay. So here, a little bit more northerly so you guys can see. We have that line of storms right there. And then you have your individual potential supercells extending all the way up. Actually, let's go backwards a little bit because we're a little bit later in the evening. Let me go back a few hours to see when storms are firing up here. All this blob that you see, this blue all the way up here, that's all snow. That's what I expected tomorrow. So we have storm development early afternoon across central to western Tennessee. This whole region here is storm development. I'm not sure if they'll go tornadic immediately. Probably not. Thank you so much, Marja. Thank you so much. Not sure if they'll go tornadic immediately. December 10th. Those days, it's going to be like a decade type of tornado event. We get these individual storms going up in early afternoon that could be tornadic producers. I wouldn't be surprised to see a tornado warning earlier in the day across west central Tennessee into central Tennessee. Then you have a linear event, which is expected with that positive tilted trough. And then back here, maybe a linear event with some tornadoes embedded in there as well. But my focus is on these renegade isolated storms all the way up. And then you have maybe little pockets of embedded supercells in this line, all the way from like southern Ohio through southern Indiana, southern Illinois, all the way back into Arkansas that have embedded tornadoes. You won't be able to see them because it'll be covered in rain. But then you have these little spotty renegades all the way up Nashville, Tennessee, which is like right here, Huntsville, Alabama, all the way down in the Mississippi, all the way down to like the Philadelphia, Mississippi region, Meridian, Mississippi. Those are all in the area tomorrow that could see some pop-up tornadic storms early in the afternoon. Let's go up another hour. The 21Z, which is 21. It was like 3 o'clock, something like that. Let's just say 2 to 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere right in there. You have quick developing storms still going. Any of these storms in this environment could produce, if they get going and get enough forcing, any of these storms tomorrow could be tornado producers. Even this early in the day, they could be tornado producers. So you definitely don't want to rule those out. Let's go up another hour to 22. And they're still going, right? So now the threat is coming into Ohio, southern Ohio, and it extends all the way down back into Arkansas, right? All the way up through West Virginia. And then again, right out in front, you got that frontogenesis. Isolated renegade storm starting to fire up ahead of the main line. Not entirely uncommon. And these all, again, could be tornado producers anywhere. I should have undone that. Anywhere from Mississippi all the way up southern Ohio, West Virginia. That whole region could see them. The greater threat for big-time tornadoes, though, exists in this area right here, okay? That second pink line. Okay, actually, I circled again. This area about right here. That is the biggest area of concern tomorrow, okay? So just because I'm talking about storms up here in Ohio, West Virginia, we're talking like maybe a tornado or two, okay? We're not talking an absolute outbreak in those areas. The big-time outbreak, big-time chance for EF2 to EF5 tornadoes exists across this Bible Belt region right here, Mississippi River East. That includes Huntsville, Nashville, maybe a little bit further out to include like Knoxville and Gatlinburg, northern Mississippi, all the way back here, okay? That whole region, Memphis, Tennessee as well, under that threat, okay? Let's go up one more. Actually, let's take a look at what dew points are this high. Really, you really want to know how far north your warm front is rising to determine how far north storms will go. So there's your cutoff, right? So actually, Ohio, here's your warm front, okay? Right when the cutoff is, these are the dew points, okay? So your warm front pretty much goes all the way north as Columbus, Indiana, Mount Vernon, Illinois, Columbus, Ohio, and then down, right? So you can get in these mid to upper 50s, you can get tornadoes anywhere in this area along the southern portions of these states. But the more focus is in these higher bluish dew points that kind of cut off right there. And they're probably going to cut off back over here for tomorrow's event. The next day, they'll kind of go up into North Carolina. But let me just scroll down a little bit, clear that. But you're definitely getting, so right here is your big time tornado threat tomorrow afternoon and evening, especially where you're getting these warmer dew points. So anywhere in this region here. And then still a tornado threat, but more of a conditional tornado threat in this region right here going into the overnight or maybe even the day as well. But these storms will continue overnight. Let's talk about that. I know a lot of people are talking about timing as in with the overnight storms, okay? Skip a few hours. Let's go after sundown. Look at these storms still trekking, right? Now they're getting into areas familiar today. This is, what time is this? 9 p.m. Yeah, this is about 9 o'clock, okay? So you're probably still awake. It's 9 o'clock. You're probably still awake, but you're still having storms going up down here. And then you got a bunch of storms through this region. It's nighttime. You're not going to be able to see anything, right? Northern, like Huntsville, getting hammered by some storms here. Northwest Georgia, some of the same familiar areas that we saw tornadoes today, getting hit hit again tomorrow. East into Knoxville and into the Gatlinburg area. Pigeon Forge, getting the chance to see a couple of supercells tomorrow night as well. Unclear if they're still going to be producing tornadoes at that point. It's very possible. And I would say it's likely to see a tornado, maybe 2 in that region. But as the night continues, now we're at about midnight now, close to midnight. You're getting still storm development back down here in Mississippi. But after this first set of storms, these storms back here are probably pretty weak, probably not entirely tornado producers. Linear events by damaging wind and some hail. Don't rule out a tornado too after midnight in that region. But then now you're getting these storms firing up eastern Alabama all the way up through here, which could be tornado producers going into after midnight hours, right? So now you're asleep, right? You're asleep. If you live in Alabama, Northwest Georgia, Eastern Tennessee, you're asleep when these storms are rolling through. At least the second set. You might see a first set in the day. But every time, John Davis, every time I say renegade, you have to drink. Fair enough. New Year's Eve, you can get toasted. So pretty interesting to see that. Hey, John, here's some renegade storms for you right here. But yeah, so definitely a timing concern tomorrow. If I kind of explain the tornado threat using the Storm Prediction Center, let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can get a little bit better view here. Let's get cities off. Okay, so let's take a look here. What just happened? Oh, I didn't know I can highlight things. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here's your 10%. This is your significant tornado region, okay? Anywhere in this black hatched region is the potential for EF2 to EF5 tornadoes, okay? So that extends from eastern Arkansas, anywhere from pretty much Little Rock east, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, maybe Knoxville, Northwest Georgia, and across northern and Alabama and Mississippi, okay? That is an entire region for the potential for EF2 or larger tornadoes tomorrow, as of right now. If we get an upgrade, it'll be somewhere right in here probably, or maybe a little bit further south. Anyways, so timing, right? So you got storms firing up anywhere from pretty much west of this line, from maybe let's say 2 p.m. through, I don't know, 8 maybe. We can say 2 to 8 p.m. here, Eastern time. And as you get east of this line, you're looking at your nighttime tornadoes, okay? So 8 p.m., I know it's not very good, 8 p.m. plus, okay? So 2 to 8 p.m. west of that pink line, and then maybe after dark east of that, okay? So if you're in Georgia, like I said, like we're covering Georgia tonight, it is what it is. Georgia's going to have it again, particularly, again, in the same region that saw tornadoes today, okay? All right, let's take a look at questions here. I'm scroll. Oh, I can't even scroll up. I meant to scroll up. I was wondering why I couldn't scroll up. Man, y'all are funny. Dead center of the hatched area. That's not a good feeling, especially if you're not a fan of severe weather. It's definitely not a good feeling. Marion, Ohio. Give me like the nearest metropolitan city. Some big city. I don't know where Marion, Ohio is. Maurice asks, are we looking at isolated tornadoes or long track? Do you see NOAA upgrading any area to moderate tomorrow? I'm going to highlight that question on the screen. That way I can talk about it and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so he asks, are we looking at isolated tornadoes or long track? Long track, I would be surprised to get 1 or 2 long track tornadoes, okay? Oh, crap. I wouldn't be surprised to get 1 or 2 long track tornadoes with those isolated storms in this region. And that's way too big. In this region, the black hatched risk would be where the long track tornadoes probably exist, the greater chance of them existing anyway. You also asked, do you see NOAA upgrading? Yes, I do. If I wake up tomorrow and the satellite presents that. I'm not going to say they're going to upgrade tonight, but if we wake up tomorrow and we see a moderate, that's why, right? They pull satellite, they launch weather balloons, they get upper air, what's the word I'm looking for? Readings, and they get to kind of feel out the atmosphere. If they think atmosphere is more prone, they'll probably upgrade. If I were betting man, if they did upgrade, they would extend this 10% to kind of like this, and then they would probably throw in that moderate somewhere like right in here. if I were a betting man. Again, we got to wake up tomorrow. We gotta see how it looks. We got to play the satellite. We got to play the weather balloon readings. We have to feel all that out tomorrow morning. What we'll do is the National Weather Service launches is like 4 balloons a day, no matter where they're at. But the National Weather Services that are located in this area tomorrow will launch one that will absolutely need to. Do I think RFD surge? No. I think probably just lack of surface winds probably killed it. There wasn't a lot of surface winds over there, and so the tornado touched down, but it wasn't able to stay healthy enough. How high will the winds get in Omaha? I have no idea, but I will go to that before I log off. Stay on for a couple more minutes. I'll touch on that. Does anybody else have any questions about tomorrow? I know tomorrow's the big day. We'll be live here, so make sure you guys subscribe, follow the page. We are going live tomorrow for a tornado outbreak in the south. I'm not chasing it. I am doing live weather coverage. If you guys are just now tuning in, I said that I was gonna do tomorrow morning winter storm event, and then cover the tornado outbreak potential in the deep south tomorrow afternoon. So let's answer any last questions for this region, and I'm going to touch a couple of other areas here. If you guys are tuning in about the Georgia tornadoes, there was a tornado that hit Covington, Georgia earlier. That's not right. That was pretty significant. That's what it looked like on radar when it was hitting it. We were talking about that earlier. I haven't got any updates on like damage pictures. Like I guess just not a lot of people had it. Thank you guys so much for following too. Okay, here we go. Wyatt tagged me. All right. Yeah, you can definitely see the tornado on that. This looks like a little bit after sundown too. So you can actually see in this video, you can see right there he moved. You can see the movement in the clouds right there where that tornado is occurring. You can see the storm motion, winds ripping left to right. You can see the tornado right there. Tornado's on the ground right there. Let's go back so I can see that right there. You can see that the debris being picked up right there on the screen. That's probably the tornado on the ground right there. I think that's a tornado. I can't really tell. That's not moving now, is it? I guess it's over there. Let's go back to the beginning here and see if I can see something. I definitely saw some rotation in there. So yeah, that's I think from the Covington storm as well. Thank you, Wyatt, for sending that to me. Thank you guys for following me at Zach Walters WX right there. You guys can follow me if you want to get on here. Lots of cool. This is actually from the Mayfield tornado. This picture is that I took on December 10. That was the Mayfield tornado before it hit Mayfield. Pretty cool. That's another view of the Mayfield tornado as well. Horizontal vortices, very violent tornado that we saw. So you guys can follow me at Zach Walters WX on Twitter. But shockingly, I haven't really. Thank you, Joseph, for the follow. I haven't really seen much from Covington, Georgia. Shockingly, there's not a lot of updates yet. I don't see any updates on like injuries or anything of that nature. Here's that video again for those curious. This is from the Covington, Georgia, the best video you can possibly have of the tornado. I mean, literally like 2 blocks from it as it's destroying stuff. So it's definitely it's violent for sure. It's definitely a fast moving, rapid rotation tornado. You can see the RFD pushing in here. The RFD surge may have killed it. I think Wyatt said that. You can see the leaves blowing towards the tornado. That's your RFD, also known as your rear flank downdrift. That's what keeps the tornado moving, keeps the tornado healthy. it's like breathing for us. Like we have to breathe in and breathe out. The tornado had the RFD helps the tornado breathe, helps it keeps going. But pretty wild tornado. I mean, being that close, it's like a storm chaser's dream to be that close to a tornado. And this guy's just standing in a parking lot getting it. I know there wasn't a lot, and he's good at filming too. He should be filming high school fights for sure. He's doing a real good job keeping that. Fox 5 Atlanta showed tornado damage in Monroe, Georgia. Okay. Georgia got ate up today, didn't it? Kentucky's under threat tomorrow. We'll touch more on that tomorrow as we go live to cover the tornado outbreak. Yeah, I got you. Hang on. I don't know how I can do that. Hold on, Casey. I got you. Ask any questions. Who's spamming? That way I can get them. Okay, Casey, you're good now, buddy. Just refresh it. You're a mod. Casey Jones is my moderator. He's gonna. Oops, what did you? Oh, cool. So yeah, pretty wild tornado in Covington, Georgia earlier. Not really expecting the violence. I guess I don't know. I just really wasn't expecting it, and it definitely did its damage, just for sure. So, for those who are just tuning in, we originally went live minutes before the tornado hit, and it was doing. It wasn't on the ground yet, and then as we went live, it picked up on the ground, and there was 2 tornadoes that were confirmed, and then this one went through Covington, Georgia, and we have stayed on since. So that was close to 2 hours ago, if not 2 hours ago, when that went on the ground, and now we've been doing damage coverage since. So if you haven't got in here and seen everything, here's a couple cars flipped over. Actually, I could probably find the better photo first. Right here's some better photos of that damage. This is from the Chick-fil-A parking lot. So there's a car that's flipped and pinched between 2 other cars. Again, I still don't know how that. That happens. I don't know if it got pushed between them or pulled. I have no idea. There's another car from the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Flipped over. Hopefully nobody was inside it. Headlights are on, so it was running. So pretty serious. I mean, lots of debris there too. Lots of trees, but nothing done to the building. So I haven't seen a lot of structural damage. So the tornado just wasn't strong enough to cause any structure damage, but strong enough to flip a car, I guess. It's crazy. It's weird. The tornado was really skinny too, so it's possible that the tornado was so tiny that it was very centralized on one location. So the car got hit, but the building didn't. Crazy. Let's check radar here. Nope, nothing happening. No tornado warnings out that I can see. So it's quieting down, which is good. Here's the satellite. I don't think it's actually refreshed. So, but the satellite from earlier, but yeah. So here's the damage. This is the only structure damage that I could actually find from the Covington, Georgia tornado. Was this siding and roofing. Then inside I can't tell if it's a McDonald's, just inside a fast food joint. Looks like they might have left the window open and all that wind got in there and started throwing stuff around. You can actually see pieces of debris. Looks like wood chunks even on the ground of that fast food joint as well. Always close your windows during a tornado. Don't give that tornado any reason. Don't give it any wind any reason to get into your building. I know the common saying is keep it open. That way it doesn't, but it's not going to make a difference. Tornado's going to destroy your building if it wants to destroy your building. Yeah, probably EF0 rating. EF0, EF1 at the most. I would say I wouldn't be shocked to give it EF1, but EF0 is my guess. Yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button. We're doing all kinds of coverage tomorrow. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so it would just help a ton. Let's get there. We're gonna the breakdown is tomorrow morning, waking up, doing live coverage of. Yes, we can talk about the winter storm. Absolutely. We're going to do live coverage of winter storm tomorrow morning, and then we're going to do live storms tornado outbreak tomorrow. But let's chat about that winter. Who in here is from the Midwest that's going to be impacted tomorrow about that winter storm? Is anybody in here going to get hit other than that one guy that was talking? What time Covington? Well, Covington already got hit. It was, I don't know what time it was, like 2 hours ago at least. Probably like 7 o'clock, 7:30, somewhere in there. Chicago. Okay, yeah, Chicago's gonna get hit pretty good. So we can talk about that. Let's I think that's enough room there. I can. So this is raw data. This isn't. This might not be perfectly accurate, but this is just according to the herd model pulling raw data. But you can see the heaviest corridor of winter weather down there. I better change that setting so you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. Hold on. All right. You guys subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with any type of breaking weather news or live storm chasing as well. Once I get back on the road, I usually don't chase a lot during December. Do a lot of winter chasing, snow chasing, but there's tornado outbreaks usually in the south. I will cover it. I will be live on YouTube storm chasing. It's a new thing I'm doing. So make sure you guys subscribe. It's very helpful. So let's break down what we're looking at here. This is the HER model, high resolution rapid refresh for tomorrow's winter storm event. We'll cover a winter storm, and we'll come back to cover the tornado outbreak one more time. Let me get chats back on too, so I can answer any chats. Okay, so large line stretching from southern Nebraska, western Kansas, all the way up through Chicago and all the way up into Ohio, right? Really wide area. It's not uncommon. Winter storms trail along with. They're not like tornadoes. They won't travel the whole country. Winter storms will, right? So they start one area and they'll just keep on going until it's done, right? And that's exactly what we're doing here. Heaviest corridor of snowfall is going to be right in this region, okay? You're looking at anywhere from probably 6 to 9 inches. Nice. In this region. Some of these are, I would say 6 to 9 inches, still accurate. 6 to 9 inches, and then Chicagoland, lake effect snowfall in the Chicagoland area, all the way over to like the South Bend, Indiana region, St. Joseph, Michigan, and that whole area, right? Heaviest snowfall because of lake effect snowfall. Okay, so very possible through here tomorrow. How about timing? Let's go back up and back up here. Let's guess when it's about to start. So you can see it starting back here in Nebraska and Kansas early in the morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning. Let's pull up. That's not what I meant. This. Let's go a few hours down the road. Okay, we're getting into really early morning hours right now. So you have snow development back here in the Central Plains at about 3 in the morning or so, maybe. And then you skip ahead a few hours. Now you're getting into the early afternoon, around noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock ish. And now it's really starting to come down, right? So early morning into early afternoon, you're getting the heavy snowfall really starting to ramp up. Snowfall, not snowfall. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've been on air for 3 hours, so I'm just getting there. It's getting there now. So large area, heavy snowfall, really trekking its way across the Midwest at about noon or so, all through the morning hours. Let's go ahead 2 hours or so. Now we're getting in the mid-afternoon, and it's moving, right? Heaviest snowfall really coming down right in this corridor, right north of that split of mixed precipitation at the cold front. Okay, Heavy rain and tornado potential happening down here. That's what we're talking about, right? But definitely a lot of heavy snowfall anywhere in this area tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead a couple hours now. I'll cover wind speeds here in a second. I know somebody was asking about wind speeds as well. So here's it's continuing now. Right now, it's in the Chicagoland area. Really heavy snowfall falling there, lake effect, and it's probably lake effect all the way in that area as well, all the way up through Michigan. It's just going to continue, right? Now the question is wind speeds, wind gusts, right? How much wind should we expect with the storms? Let's go back a few hours because I know somebody was from the Omaha area and wanted to know about the wind speeds back there, about the time it starts. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, so pretty good wind gusts. I mean, we're pushing 34 across this region, 29, 34 miles per hour. That's enough to make it very hard to see in those snow conditions. It's enough. I wouldn't say it's enough to tip over semis or anything, but in heavy winds, if you have a high profile vehicle, it's sometimes hard to like control it, right? It'll push you all around. Even my SUV, it likes to push my car around all the time. So if I'm out there driving in heavy snowfall, like 4 inches of snow, and I'm getting pushed all over the place, you probably imagine what's about to happen, right? I'm probably going to wreck. So it's very, very important that you don't crash. Here it is now. Big time winds. Omaha, Nebraska region, 34 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe even like a localized 40 miles per hour, just pushing up. That's very possible as well. So an area to watch for, right? For blowing snow. Let's skip ahead. Let's go ahead about 5 hours. As it pushes east, actually not that far. I don't want to go that far. As it pushes east, you're still getting heavy winds, more or less back across Nebraska. It kind of cuts off when it gets close to Illinois, but still, this is high enough to blow a lot of snow around across the interstates, right? That is a lot. That's high enough winds that what they're going to be doing is they're going to be driving, they're going to be plowing the snow, and then by the time they turn around and come back and do their route again, it's going to be right back over, right? It's going to make no difference. So that's what's going to happen, especially back here in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and Missouri, around those intersection of those states. It's going to be really hard to take care of the snow when the wind is blowing so heavy. Let's see if it continues through the evening. It does. So now we're getting into about 4 or 5 p.m. I'll say 4 to 6 p.m. just to be safe. What the heck is going on with my mouse here? 4 to 6 p.m. or so, you're getting really, really heavy winds blowing all across northern Illinois, and then again, still back into there. Hold on one second. I got something on my mouse that's driving me crazy. There we go. Okay. So really heavy winds now all the way up into Chicago. Look at that, 40, probably a max of maybe even 45 to 50 up in that area. Super heavy wind definitely coming down there. So that's about the time. Let's match it with the snowfall. That's the time the heaviest snowfall is falling right in here, right? So you're maxing out 30 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe with localized 40 to 45, right when the heaviest snowfall is coming down across northern Illinois, southern Iowa, Missouri, back into Nebraska. Okay. So pretty tough conditions to drive in, right? So what I'm going to do tomorrow when we start talking about, when I start going into winter weather coverage in the morning, I'll pull up like Department of Transportation cameras on trucks. So we can watch live what the snowplows are seeing, right? That'd be kind of fun. Again, I'm doing that tomorrow morning. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you subscribe and like to the channel, because we will be doing that tomorrow morning. Let's talk about, does that answer everybody's questions on the winter weather? Does anybody have any questions on the winter storm happening across the Midwest tomorrow? Yeah, everybody's talking politics and religion. Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. We're 2.5 hours away here. Oh, my TV's off. Oh no, I'm missing the football game. We're about 2.5 hours away from New Year here in Indiana, where I'm from. Georgia's spanking Michigan. Michigan's not even keeping up. Jace, have a great night, man. Happy New Year. Winter in Detroit. Yeah, so snow will actually move into Detroit as well. Let me go up a couple hours here. And then I'll actually go into Michigan so you can see. So here's Michigan. Here's Detroit right down here, the bottom right. If you can see, yeah, you can. So heavy snow is moving into Detroit in the evening. Okay, so hopefully you're at home relaxing. Happy New Year to you as well. I'm religious, guys. I'm a Christian. I just don't usually talk about it on live streams. Yeah, Kalamazoo. Yeah, for sure. You can see it right here. Here, I'll actually pull up snowfall totals for the state of Michigan since we have a couple followers in here from Michigan. If you want a certain snowfall total from a state, let me know and I'll pull it up for you guys. These are, again, are raw models, so these might be off an inch or two. Let's skip ahead all the way to the end of this run so we can actually see the totals. So Kalamazoo, I mean, you're pushing 6 inches there just based on this model. So if 4 to 7 inches, you got to keep it wide. I am a storm chaser. Yeah. I'm usually out on the road chasing tornadoes. But I decide to stay home because it's New Year's and I just don't feel like driving all the way down south. They are talking EF2 plus. Yes, they are. That is the region for that EF2 or higher tornado risk. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible. Yeah, tornadoes in Georgia. Yeah, we were covering it for about 2.5 hours. You just came in after we were done talking about it. We'll come back to it here in a second. There was tornado reported in Georgia today. I'm just covering some extra weather events for people so that we can cover any questions anybody has, and then we'll get back to Georgia for a brief couple minutes. Hello from Florida. Hi. I've only been to Florida once. Should I go back? Yeah, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Are you asking for tomorrow? I believe they're under a tornado threat as well. Severe storm potential tomorrow across much of Arkansas. So definitely want to be weather ready starting in the morning through all the way through afternoon and evening. Just be weather ready. Any warnings, take it serious. I don't know if there's any blizzard warnings in the Rockies. We can look. Oops. I'm really zoomed in on that. Let's just click on that and see what it says. I don't see any blizzard warnings, but there are avalanche warnings. There's winter storm warnings. There's about every other warning except for a blizzard. So no blizzard warnings in the Rockies right now. We can talk about tomorrow again really quick, briefly. Kind of more of a highlight area. Hello from Pennsylvania. I've been to Pennsylvania too. I had some military training there that I did. Beautiful. Love the state, except for it was snowing the whole time. Wasn't a big fan of that. Kansas City, yeah, we just talked about it. Kansas City under threat for some heavy snow tomorrow, blowing winds as well. So we're looking at upwards of higher than 5 inches of snow and winds at 40 miles an hour. So it's going to be pretty ugly up there. I wouldn't say you're under a high risk for a blizzard in Omaha. It takes a lot for that, but they might issue blizzard warnings. I have no idea. I'm just going to block that person. Let's see. Let me scroll all the way back to the bottom here. I'm scrolling up. Washington State. Ooh, I don't know. Good question. Let's check it out. Yeah. Depends where you live. There's 27 inches right there up in the mountains. And then back through here, 15 inches as well. But for the rest of the state, it looks pretty clear. Illinois, snow chances tomorrow in Illinois for sure. No tornado threat. Well, there could be a tiny tornado threat in Illinois tomorrow, southern Illinois. So it depends where you live. Kind of different weather for that region. So Illinois, all the way up through this region here, the heaviest chance, but the really heavy snowfall back towards like Galesburg, west of Peoria, in that region of Illinois. Heavy snowfall, ice potential as well. Actually, here's your ice potential across Illinois tomorrow. Oh, I guess not. I guess they took it away a little bit. Ice kind of sticks down here. I wouldn't be shocked to see some ice right through here as well tomorrow. It's just not really showing up. Severe weather tomorrow. Here is the significant tornado hatched area. The best chance for EF2 to EF5 tornadoes is right in that black circled region. That's tomorrow, with the potential of tornado outbreak. We will be live right here on this channel tomorrow for the chance for tornadoes as well as severe winter weather up north. We'll be covering both winter weather in the morning, tornado outbreaks in the. Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa just became a subscriber to the channel. You can subscribe now or maybe she just sent money. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate you so much. Do I think it'll be upgraded moderate? I keep getting asked that question. Yes. If trends continue, if I wake up tomorrow, which I will hopefully, and I turn on the computer and I see the satellite is showing an upgrade, I think they'll upgrade. Right now, I think they do upgrade, just solely based on what I saw earlier. But it really depends. You can wake up tomorrow and it could be different. It just really depends what the environment's going to be like tomorrow. That's why you wait till the morning, check satellite, check weather balloon launches and for their soundings, and that's how you make a decision. That's how the Storm Prediction Center will make their decision. Yeah, it probably will be. It's going to be an active couple days, so you very well could be busy. You could be stuck with me for sure. I'm also doing giveaways tomorrow for those who are subscribed on my YouTube channel. I was doing that. I've been doing that. Tomorrow, January 1st, I'm giving away $100. And then I'm also giving away a gift card and I don't have, I thought I had them. I'm giving away $100. And then I'm giving away a gift card worth 50 and 2 Midland USA radios to those who follow me tomorrow. The name will be randomly drawn from the subscriber list, and now we have a lot of subscribers, so I might have to give away some other stuff too. I'm just that type of person. I like giving away stuff, so I'm partnered with Midland USA. I'm one of their ambassadors, so they send me free stuff all the time, so I look to give it away. So if you're a subscriber on the channel, I give it away all the time during live streams, and I plan on doing one tomorrow for a couple of people. What are the programs you use? Sure, that's a great question. So this program right here is the Storm Prediction Center. This tells you day 1, day 2, day 3 outlooks. sbc.noaa.gov, which was just sent in the chat. That's the that is the buddy. You're fine, man. Just a subscription to the channel is enough for me. You don't have to pay any money. But that is the government website for the screen you're looking at right now. And then I use things like Pivotal Weather for forecasting. So I attach that in there as well. And then I use Radar Scope for forecasting or for radar. And those are in there as well. Freddie, thanks for being here, man. Northwest Georgia. Sorry we're not really talking about tornadoes in Georgia anymore. They've been over for like 2.5 hours. We've been just chatting and talking about tomorrow's tornado outbreak since. Every now and then I jump back to Georgia, but the title is kind of misleading. I know your title, bro. Yeah, I know. But we've been on the air for 3 hours and 18 minutes. So if you think tornado is still going now, you're just clueless. But there's definitely tornadoes tornado chance in Georgia tomorrow. Right in this region. Actually, not even that. I would say this entire area right here in Georgia tomorrow. If you're from Georgia, this whole area right here is under the gun for tornadoes tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a big day for sure. And again, we'll be doing live streams and talking about Georgia and tornadoes tomorrow. We'll be talking about Tennessee, Kentucky, everywhere. We'll be all over the place tomorrow. Oh, the program that used, so this is called Epic Pen, EPIC Pen. It goes on the screen. I can do whatever I want with the pen. It's pretty cool. But it's called Epic Pen. It's a quick download. It's free to download. Thank you so much, Jules, for your subscription. Thank you. Yeah, Uncle D. Yeah, I apologize. We're not talking about tornadoes anymore, bud. I apologize. Yeah, we talked for a long time, and we were talking about them for like 2.5 hours, and you just came in after we were done talking about them. One of the tornadoes in Georgia came within a mile of my house. Wow, that's crazy. Could you hear it? Like, did you hear like? Because also, did your ears pop? When I was chasing the Mayfield tornado a couple weeks ago, my ears were popping. I was so close to it. Virginia's rainy. Yeah, want some snow. I know. But don't worry, Uncle D. We'll be right back with tornadoes. I'll before I log off, I'll come back to the tornado damage in Georgia. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. But tomorrow we'll be right back at it with tornado coverage in Georgia. So if you're from Georgia and you want to know more, let's go and hit that subscribe button, my friend. Everybody's subscribing. This is awesome. We got to do a huge giveaway tomorrow. When I first started doing the giveaway announcements, I was only at like 807 subscribers. But I went out and chased that Mayfield tornado, and that helped a lot with my page. And we've come a long way. I'm proud to be here. Thank you all, every one of you. Thank you all. That's why I like doing giveaways. I like giving back to my subscribers for supporting me. Helps out a ton. Makes me feel a little bit better too. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty active day tomorrow. Especially if you live in the area, I can assume how that would be pretty bad for you guys. How hard that would be to be able to go to sleep thinking that there could be potential for some tornadoes tomorrow in your area. Cherokee County, northwest Atlanta. Yep, we just had a live coverage there earlier when we've been on for about 3 hours or 3.5 hours now. But when we first went live, we were talking about that region. Yeah. Michael says we'll need a boat in Ohio tomorrow. Lots of rain. Absolutely. Flooding is a big concern tomorrow. Flooding is one of the leading causes of deaths among weather-related. Buff kit. No, I don't even know what that is. First time I've heard of it. House got hit in 2017, Southern Indiana. Where are you at in Southern Indiana? I'm from West Central Indiana. I'm from West Lafayette, home of Purdue. South of Nashville. Okay, yeah. I was just past your place, Elisa, the other day. I was south on 65. I was heading to Huntsville. Nashville, within that region. Here's I know we got a couple people popping in from Nashville now. Let me get over tornado. So I'll turn on cities too, so you guys can see where the cities are. Anywhere in this black circled area, big time tornado threat tomorrow. I mean, the whole region is under tornado threat, but this black area right here is your big tornadoes. Okay, possibly long tracked, more violent tornado potential tomorrow. And Nashville is right there. It's inside that area. So definitely, if you live in Nashville, be prepared. Why does it keep closing me out? Oh well. Definitely be prepared. I do the same stuff. I swear I'm not scared of. When I was younger, I was terrified of storms. I just naturally grew a love for them after I got caught in one I didn't like. Spring Hill, Columbia. Okay, yeah. Yep. I remember seeing the exit signs for that. I actually might have got gas there. No, I didn't get gas there. Maybe I did. I think I got gas somewhere in that region when I was on my way back north to home to Indiana. Any neighbors come to Virginia? Virginia is extreme western portion of that tornado risk. So it really just depends where you're at in Virginia. We fly drones a lot. My chase partner Brad Arnold, he's a drone operator. He's got his flight license, his air license, or whatever it's called. He does a lot of drone flying. We launched a drone the other day in front of a tornado warned storm. Memphis, Tennessee as well. Right there, dead smack in the middle. Or almost dead smack in the middle. All right, so we'll go ahead and ask a couple more questions and then probably sneak away for the night so that I can celebrate New Year's. And then what we're going to do is tomorrow morning, sometime in the morning, I'm not sure exactly what time, probably like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're going to log on and, oh, cool, you have your 104. Okay, I think that's what he has. That sounds familiar. We're going to log on in the morning. We're going to cover winter storm that's pushing its way through the Midwest. and we'll do that for an hour or two, and then we'll break for lunch. And by the time I come back, we'll have severe weather kicking up. Thank you so much for the donation, guys. You guys are awesome. No problem. No problem at all. We'll be right back here. We have giveaways to do tomorrow as well. So before tornadoes really start get going, I'll go live and we'll do a giveaway here live on YouTube. I said it uncaringly. No, I care. I definitely care. If I just my tone of voice, it's just my voice. Southwest Virginia. I think I saw that comment. Here's Virginia up here. Sloppy outline. So you're Southwest Virginia right there. So you're definitely in the tornado risk tomorrow. So be weather aware. Tomorrow evening, probably tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, tomorrow morning, winter storm coverage, and then we'll dive into tornado outbreak coverage first thing in the afternoon. As soon as storms get going, as soon as I see a storm that's starting to hook or produce any type of rotation, we'll probably be live. I probably won't wait for the first tornado warning because the problem is with these storms, when they go tornado warn, they could be producing a big tornado moments later. So I don't want to wait too long and then not get enough followers in before the big show is happening. So as soon as I see storms that start to kind of do their weird thing, we'll be live. We'll be live on the air. We'll be doing some crazy stuff. So make sure you're there for that. But let's ask any final questions here. Oh, let's because I told Uncle D that we would talk about it. Let's talk about the tornado damage real quick from Georgia. Because I said I would talk about it. Okay, so this is the tornado that hit Covington, Georgia earlier. Some damage from the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Okay, so car that tipped over on its side and pinched between two other cars. I said this like a million times earlier. I'm not sure how it got there. I'm not sure if it like tipped and was like, boop. Next, yes, Memphis is in the tornado section. Big time tornadoes tomorrow for y'all. So be weather aware for sure. Here's another photo of a car from the Chick-fil-A parking lot earlier in Covington, Georgia, on its side, headlights on, so the vehicle is running. So I'm not sure if somebody was in it. Where did I get my meteorology training? Yes, that's a great question. So for a long time, I was self-taught, and then I'm in college now, so I study through Mississippi State to get my meteorology degree. But a long time I was on my own. I just taught how to do it myself. YouTube videos, learning from other meteorologists that I've learned chasing tornadoes over my career. So, and then some damage to a middle school in Georgia as well. And then damage, but not really damage, just messed up inside McDonald's probably from that. I'm going to pull up that video there so you guys, my face is itching. So you see it. So this is the big video that we've seen. I've showed it a couple dozen times now on here. But you can see the tornado really getting going here in the middle of town. This is Covington, Georgia. You can see it as it crosses the road right there. It's crossing the road. Looks like it hits a building there. It takes off parts of a roof, and you can see the debris just kind of flinging all around. So definitely an aggressive tornado. Not what I was expecting. So hopefully that kind of covered you guys on coverage today. 3.5 hours. I wasn't expecting to be on that long, but thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see, what else did I not cover? So last minute questions, let's go ahead and get them out, and then I'm going to break. I'll go offline about 10 o'clock Eastern time, so not 9 more minutes. Hit up that, I was just about to say, okay, so yeah, hit up that subscribe button so you guys can follow along. It's not just live weather on this page, right? If you go under the videos, you can actually see a bunch of like my old tornado footage. You can see the December 10 Mayfield tornado on there from Kentucky and Missouri. You'll see that tornado video on there. You'll see a tornado footage from Texas this year. You'll see all kinds of tornado footage and storm footage that we captured this year. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and then go back and watch some of those videos. Be patient. Let the advertisements go through. I was just monetized a few days ago after I hit 1,000 subscribers. So Zach Weather clothes. I've always wanted to do. Oh, this is my shirt right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm wearing my sweatshirt on the camera, and I forgot. Zach Walter Storm Chasing. I only made up a couple though, and I wear all of them. But I need to get some clothing out. Make some clothes. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm also on Facebook as well. Storm Chaser Zach Walters. You can follow on Facebook. I like to post some pictures of forecasts on Facebook, and then I do all my videos here on YouTube. So usually what I do is I'll do a video forecast, upload it to YouTube, and then I'll take the link and post it on Facebook and talk about it that way. I'll see you in the morning, buddy. Happy New Year. Be safe. Don't drink and drive, anybody. If you're drunk, stay where you're at. Will houses be damaged during the winter storm? Probably not. Houses are built to take that type of, and the winds aren't really that strong enough to do any damage. I mean, if you got some maybe weak shingles or something, you might see a couple shingles fly off. But going for pizza, man, I might do the same. Have a great night, guys. Be safe. Like I said, don't drink and drive. Stay where you're at. Have a designated driver. What size was the tornado in the video? Hasn't been rated yet. Just based on probably EF0, EF1. Fort Worth storming tonight? Yeah, a little bit. Potential for some storms tonight. It's after sundown now. I was about to say after sundown, but I keep forgetting how late it is already. So yeah, the potential's there. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Yeah, in the tornado threat tonight and tomorrow. A little bit of a tornado threat tonight. If that happens, if it kicks off and there's tornadoes going crazy, we will go back live on this channel. Ohio tomorrow. We're at Ohio. Northern portion is snowy. Southern portion is stormy. The main problem in Ohio tomorrow is the flash flooding. Lots of flooding going to be a problem. Pizza and ice cream. Hell yeah. Info on Southwest Virginia. Yeah, Southwest Virginia is in the tornado threat tomorrow. Probably late afternoon into the morning. So definitely want to monitor that as well. If you guys, after this video is done, if you want to go back and watch the stream, I talk about Virginia a couple times and things like that, multiple times. I'm trying to keep putting this video on loop because it's like the best video of the day. The tornado that hit Covington was named Usman, as in like Usman tornado. Tennessee tomorrow under a big time tornado threat. Also tonight too. Western portion of the state under a tornado threat tonight. Mississippi again, northern half of Mississippi also a tornado threat. Tomorrow, big time tornadoes possible. Significant. EF2 or above tornadoes also possible. We'll kind of go into that tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow morning, winter storm, tomorrow afternoon, tornado outbreak. And if there happens to be tornadoes that kind of pop up tonight after midnight and I'm still awake, I will go live and I will talk about them. I won't leave you guys hanging. Little Rock for tomorrow. Oh, gosh. Tested my memory. I'm not entirely sure. Yep, it is. Little Rock is in that threat tomorrow. North Alabama as well. So for those who are just kind of tuning in late here. Here's your big time tornadoes in that black circle. And then your yellow circle is your 10%. So yes, North Alabama, much of northern Alabama is in that threat tomorrow. Is it Andre? Is that how you Andre? Andre? Is that how you spell your name? I'll see you tomorrow though for sure. So the yellow part on the map is the 10%. Okay, so this right here is a 10%. Now what that means is that 10%, so 10, or I should say, out of every 100 cities, 10 of them could see a tornado. That's the best way I can put it. That's what that kind of relates to, right? And then that black circle with the hatch marks in the middle is indicating that the strongest tornadoes will be located, right? So any tornado that's EF2 to EF5 in rating could be located in that black hatched. That's what that means. 2 bottles of champagne down and counting. That's good. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Just be safe for sure. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great New Year. 2 hours here on the East Coast or Eastern time. I'm not on the East Coast, but Eastern time. I don't see any pink part unless you're talking about my cursor. That's not part of it. Storms are gonna be pretty bad tomorrow. Tornado outbreak potential. So definitely want to tune in tomorrow when I go live, so you guys can follow that. All right, guys. Let's do 3 more minutes. Yeah, 3 more minutes asking questions in regards to tomorrow's event, winter storm event as well, tonight's storms. Lots. There's so much to talk about. It's crazy. For being December, it's crazy. West Monroe, Louisiana. Where's that at? Somewhere down in here. If it's in the northern portion of Louisiana, in the tornado threat, that's a little bit enhanced. And the more south, not so much. Sounds good, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Aiden, I think that's how you pronounce it. Aiden. I'm terrible with names. It's like I just can't like talk at all when I'm trying to pronounce somebody's name. Boulder County, Colorado. Yeah, be safe. You guys be safe out there as well. Lots of fires going on out in Colorado, so make sure you're safe. Do I have a weather band sea crane? I have the only thing I have that's in my house, because of course I make money chasing tornadoes. So whenever there's tornadoes, I'm not home. But the only thing I have it here in case like I have somebody over. It's a Midland weather radio. That's the only thing I have here. I don't go any deeper into that. And the only reason why I have that is because I'm a Midland USA ambassador. So they just gave it away. Okay, Aiden is correct. Okay, cool. I'll remember that tomorrow when I see you. Barbara, well, thanks for finding my channel. Glad you're here. We'll be talking. There's not a lot of going on in Georgia anymore. So I know I have a lot of people from Georgia in here, but we don't have a lot going on in Georgia anymore. It kind of died off. So we're just doing final questions real quick before I log off for the night. Tomorrow we're coming back though. Maybe even tonight if storms get crazy. So make sure you guys subscribe for sure. Natural immunity. Evans, Georgia is safe for the night. Absolutely. We'll talk more tomorrow on the outbreak potential, but it's safe for now. Safe for the night. It's all over in Georgia tonight, unless we get like one random storm. Is there any warnings in the Northeast? No warnings in the Northeast right now. I don't think there's any warnings anywhere. No, there's not. So no warnings in the Northeast. No warnings anywhere in the country right now. It is quiet. Thanks so much for the subscribe. Appreciate it. I live in Indiana, West Central Indiana. I know, it's crazy. I mean, thank you guys so much. Like, I can't even begin. Like, there's definitely a personal best for me. The amount of subscribers I got from this live stream, you guys, I owe it all to you guys, and I can't even begin to explain how thankful I am. That's why I do giveaways all the time. Yeah, I love Midland. Yeah, they asked me to be an ambassador for them this past spring, so I took it on, and I just give away their stuff like it's going out of style. Thank you so much for the subscription. But yeah, like I said, Cleveland, Tennessee looks bad tomorrow. Yes, all of Tennessee. Anywhere in Tennessee has the potential to see pretty aggressive tornadoes tomorrow. So make sure you're here watching live stream. Thank you so much, Eric, for the sub. Thank you. Thank you, Tim's Ardo, however you pronounce it. I'm sorry. Tim's RDO. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, Barbara, for the sub. Yeah, Bobby, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see, man. It's whenever you get those black hatched marks, that like on the screen here, whenever you get these black hatches, that's when it becomes a little bit more concerning for me, because that just means that they're expecting, and that's a big area of hatch too. That just means they're expecting. Thank you so much, James. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But anytime you get these black hatches, that's a little bit concerning, because that means they're just expecting big tornadoes tomorrow. Here, we are going to close that, and I'll just answer some questions for the next couple of minutes, and we'll call it a night. You guys like my sweatshirt? It's almost brand new. Zach Walters on my chest. Everybody knows what I am now. Yeah, thank you, Casey. Everybody thank Casey Jones, man. He's a good friend. He's the moderator, keeping the haters, I guess you can call him, intact, making sure there's no spam going on in the chats because obviously I can't keep up with it. So thank you, Casey, so much for being here. Thank you, Jim, for the sub. Appreciate it, brother. Hope everybody's staying safe tonight. Hope everybody's enjoying the holidays. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Australia in the house. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing some merch too. I've seen a lot of questions about may I be your hater? Sure, man, you can be my hater. It's fine. Y'all are funny too. I've seen a lot of I've been trying not to laugh at the comments because I'm trying to keep a serious face, but now I can laugh a little bit. Thank you so much. I usually watch Ryan Hall, y'all, but not live. Yeah, Ryan's a good guy too. I know him. He's pretty good at doing what he does. Patricia, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still in the military. Yeah, I have a nice 3-month break from any training, holidays and everything like that. Yeah, I'm still in the military. I've been in the military for 8, 8 years now. Sorry, I had to count. I come back to say is Cleveland in the yellow threat because I'm on vacation here. Cleveland, as in what state? Ohio. I think there's a Cleveland, Georgia. Have I been storm chasing? Yes. Actually, you can go on my page and you can actually see the historic Mayfield tornado video that I captured a couple weeks ago. We were down there for that. That was one of those chases where I woke up in the morning and didn't even hesitate to drive 7 hours south. I knew it was going to happen. I woke up at early. I think it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I looked at satellite and I looked at all the models. Like, yep, time to go south. Am I expecting SBC to go moderate? Probably not at midnight, but I can see them going moderate in the morning. If they go moderate at midnight, I'm not going to be shocked. But if they do it, I expect it in the morning, like 8 o'clock. Tennessee's under a big tornado threat tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow covering that as well. So if you want to keep up to date, you can subscribe and follow. We'll be covering tornadoes. Time to go sleep. Tennessee's tornado threat tomorrow. Air Force stationed in Arkansas. Thank you for your service, Lisa. Thank you, Judah. I appreciate it, buddy. I use radar scope. SBC Lexington. I use radar scope. Sometimes radar Omega, depending on what I want to do. I should start using like GR for computer, but I don't. Yeah. Well, Patrick, that's a big reason why I don't want to chase tomorrow too, because I'm about to go have a few drinks, celebrate the new year, and because we're about 2 hours now, so now it's about the time you want to start getting together, and and I don't want to be hungover and have to drive south tomorrow to chase tornadoes. So I was like, nah, I'll just stay home. WSV3, yes, that's the only reason why I don't use that. It's pricey. It's very expensive. I just use radar scope. But last couple questions, let's get them out here so I can eat some food, have some beers. Watch the coverage tomorrow. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, streaming on. Awesome. Vorticity Weather. I'll subscribe to you guys too. I follow a lot of weather pages. Do you do something weather in the military? Great question. A little bit. So I'm a field artilleryman, and my job is to pretty much plot. All right, since we're at the end of the chat, I got to pull this one up. Such a nice guy right there. Am I gay? No, I'm not. Thank you, Nick. Oh gosh. No, I do a little bit of weather forecasting in the military, yes, but that's only to make adjustments on artillery fire. So not a lot of it. The computer actually does a lot of it itself. I don't really have to touch much, but we launch weather balloons every now and then. Yeah, I'll bring on some merchandise. I'll get some merchandise out. That way we can. I'll give out some merch and stuff like that. That sounds like fun. Maybe Nick Gorman here in the chats will get some merch out too. He's been doing real well lately. If you guys haven't watched his video, my face and voice are in it. He had a viral video, almost 1 million views now, of that Mayfield tornado. It's pretty cool. Sergeant First Class, retired U.S. Army, located in Southeast Missouri. Thanks for your service, David. Be like a readiness NCO at one point for a unit or something. Thanks, Judah. I really appreciate it, brother. Yes, I'm in the Army. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. All the questions. That's cool. I like at the end of like live coverage in the last 30 to 60 minutes. I like to just chat with people that watched and ask questions, and it's nice because I feel like I get to know you guys a little bit more. Um, Nathan asked, "What's it like storm tracking?" It's fun. It's like if you're a roller coaster person, you know that adrenaline rush you get when you're going on the roller coaster. It's the same when you're chasing storms. It's the same like if you are a person who likes to race cars, you get that adrenaline, or it's the same. It's the same. It's just different activities. You get a huge adrenaline rush. Usually, it starts to get bigger and bigger the closer you get to the event, the more your adrenaline starts going, and then of course when you're seeing the tornado, it's maxed out at that point. There's never a moment where I'm calm during a tornado. I just want to I just want to get into it. Thank you so much for the comments. I appreciate it. Riley, am I doing 20 years? I don't know. I just signed a second contract a couple years ago, and so that'll take me to 12 years, so I might as well, right? I can get a retirement pretty early, so anybody can do it. Anybody can be a storm chaser. I mean, I don't have a degree. I had no knowledge going in. I was self-taught. So, when I went in and started learning weather, I just had to go out and do it, watch some videos on YouTube. There's a lot of good chasers out there that put out educational videos that you can watch and put yourself in position and you can see. Have I ever been hit by a tornado when you're chasing? If Nick is still in the comments, he's going to know exactly where I'm going with this. We were actually chasing storms in Alabama back on March 17th. There was a high risk out, and we actually were maybe just 30 yards from getting hit by a quick spin up tornado in Alabama. It was really close. Nick has the video on his YouTube as well. You can watch. Really close to getting hit by a tornado, but I've never personally been hit by a tornado. I've become really close, but I've never been hit, thankfully. Spotter of 35 years, long time. So as a spotter of 35 years, you've seen the transition between not a lot of radar and then between being able to pull up radar randomly on a cell phone now. So you've chased storms in all different types of advancements in technology and lack thereof. Grandson's being deployed to South Korea. Well, he's going to enjoy it for sure. A lot of is he an artilleryman? I know a lot of artillerymen are out there in South Korea. But all right, guys, let's go and log off for the night. Thank you so much for the subscriptions, guys. Thank you so much for the donations I got on the channel as well. We'll go live again tomorrow morning for the winter storm coverage, and then we'll go live again tomorrow afternoon for the tornado outbreak. I hope to see all of you here. Please subscribe to the channel. There's still 1,000 people in here. I don't want to hang up on you guys, but it is New Year's Eve, so I got to get out of here. But we'll take care of it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. If you want to ask questions that maybe you didn't get to ask and I didn't see, after the video is done and it's uploaded to YouTube, go in there and ask. Go in there, ask the questions. I will go in there. I answer just about everybody's comments on videos after it's been uploaded. So if I didn't see your question because of all the comments, ask it under the comment section of the video's upload. I'll get you answered, or somebody will. Casey will get under and answer some questions as well. So thank you guys so much. God bless. Have a great night and drive safe. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. See you, everybody.